You did a very good job. Alex Jones, and it's Infowars.com. Thanks, Alex.
Bankers whisper to politicians, socialism will make you rich. 60 years behind the throttle, the new world is right on track. The United Nations Army will enforce their global plan. From Roosevelt to Clinton, they're traitors every man. Congress sold out the country, our treasury is broke. You can't redeem America with Federal Reserve notes. The ballot box quit working, the cartridge box is freedom's key. It's all over but the fighting, the fat lady's about to sing. They stole our silver, they stole our gold, they took our steel, they took our coal. They stripped our trees and robbed our roads and sold our jobs to Mexico. Congress sold out the country, our treasury's broke. You can't redeem America with Federal Reserve notes. The ballot box quit working, the cartridge box is freedom's key. It's all over but the fighting, the fat lady's about to sing. You can call me a right-wing wacko, I read the writings on the wall. I also read the Bible, God's hammer's about to fall. Sold out. The ballot box quit working, the fat lady's about to sing.
I get emotional about all the Bill of Rights, which are the 4th, 5th Amendment. They're screwing all that up. Yeah, it's a...
They certainly are.
And every one of those, the Bill of Rights, were put there for a reason. Not hunting.
No, it's
not Boy Scouts, not heritage, but they're put there for a reason.
You're right. It's defense against tyranny and the common street thug. And
there you go.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you this important bulletin from the United Press. Flash, Washington.
We interrupt our program to bring you a special broadcast. The German news agency...
We interrupt this program to bring you a news bulletin from Washington.
Special report. Verdict sparks violence. National Guard troops are standing by, ready to patrol the streets of Los Angeles, rocked by widespread violence.
Local governments almost have to go with their hat in their hand to the federal government for permission to do anything. And we don't believe that that's appropriate.
I stand. I sure hate to break the news to you, but your national park is coming through. Well, now, pardon me, but is that your home? The house you work so hard to own sure would make a nice hotel. And we have ways to make you sell. 'Cause we don't answer to the taxpayers or to your congressman, and we don't take no from anyone. We just want to take your land. Big Home. Now we'd like to talk about that barn you plan to build out in your backyard. We have a special building fee. Just give us 40 acres free. 'Cause we don't answer to the taxpayers or to your congressman, and we don't take no from anyone. We just want to take your land. And if you don't comply, So just sign the dotted line. It's for the good of all mankind to give the antelope another place to play. More than 1/3 of all the nation's land is in the federal government's hand. So don't get mad about what we do. We're buying all America just for you. Because we don't answer to the taxpayers or to your congressman, and we don't take no from anyone. We just want to take your land. Because we don't answer to the taxpayers or to your congressman. No, we're just like the State Department. We got our own plan. Yeah. God bless all the animals, the forest and the stream, and we'll say goodbye to you and pride, and build a big heart of
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the program. It is, my friends, the 15th of May? 16th of May, Wednesday, 2001. And I'm Alex Jones, your host. We'll be live until 7 o'clock tonight on Time Warner Cable Channel 10. It's been quite a week. Fox News ran a hit piece last night against Access Television, and they misrepresented this show. We've been supportive of national Fox in a few areas, and locally they've been better than some of the other affiliates. But they sent a slimy fellow down here to misrepresent what we're doing and to imply that you're paying for Access Television. Of course, you're also paying for Fox and the Discovery Channel and the rest of it. And you're paying a lot of money for that. For all of the Access channels, you're paying 34 cents of your basic cable bill. That's county, city, school district, and 3 channels of community programming. The other channels are costing you up to $1 to $3 a piece per channel. This, of course, is in the basic cable rate package. You could have less channels, I'm sure, if you wanted. Aren't you glad that the basic cable package has gotten larger with more channels for you, 2 channels of PBS, you name it? You see, there are moves that we've confirmed inside the city of Austin to shut down Access TV. It is so incredibly popular, they're having trouble doing that, even showing up in the Nielsen ratings. And Fox's piece was trying to imply that there are no viewers of this show, and that it's a bunch of profanity and garbage. By picking some of the shows that are actually half decent, like Vent, that are on at 1 o'clock in the morning, and implying that it's endless profanity and mindlessness, which it's not. Even taking that show out of context, they were fair to Mary Pope, whose program Common Sense is hosted by Rusty Fields and George Humphrey, a former city council member. They called myself anti-government. We spent hours with them, tried to help them out, tried to accommodate them, and he repeatedly asked us, are you anti-government? I said, no, I'm anti-corrupt government. I believe in good government, a constitutional republic, a rule of law. But they said twice that I was anti-government in some other derogatory terms. But you know what? I'm used to that. I don't care. I just wanted to comment on that. And if you want less channels in your basic cable package, and you don't want to be able to watch city council meetings and county commissioner meetings, and to have 3 channels of Access Television where we bring you alternative news and community events and UT women's basketball and softball and volleyball, then you don't want Access Television. And it is a First Amendment forum for you to get your opinion out, and that's what it's all about. Myself, I'm on almost 100 AM and FM stations. I've been on ABC 2020, CBS 60 Minutes, hard copy, extra, C-SPAN, the Fox report. The list goes on and on for hours. CNN, NBC, CBS Nightly News, every major newspaper in the country, basically. And so I'm here, Mr. Establishment, really, defending Access Television, coming down here every week, talking about it on my radio show, telling you to get involved, and then we get a nasty report out of Fox, who I've been supportive of. Slimy, low-life behavior, and you ought to be ashamed of yourself. All right, all that aside, huge show lined up today. Mike spent all night last night, didn't get any sleep, taking about 10 hours of video and condensing it down to an hour and 33 minutes. I think an hour and 35 minutes, actually. One of the pieces is 32 minutes long. It is Belton County Government Annex building to be terrorized next month. This is from April 28, 2001. Well, it actually happened this Saturday morning. Listeners of my show up there contacted me Friday night. Mike was doing his own show promoting our Second Amendment rally this Sunday. We got about 3 hours sleep. We were there at 6:30 in the morning and covered it. The piece starts out with the military showing up. Nobody's there. Suddenly cars are exploding, helicopters, blood everywhere. They're announcing it's a real terrorist attack to the media. A lot of the media doesn't even know that this was just a drill, even though they told them a month before. Psychological warfare against you, just like the fake nuclear spill they had in mid-2000 in Kyle, south of Austin, declaring an emergency, calling in troops. The highways were jammed. Many people panicked, and now you don't even remember it, most of you. That's the conditioning, the fear. They're going to keep you safe. We had the 3 fake bio attacks, one downtown, shutting down part of downtown, quarantining 2 hospitals. We then had another similar event a week later at the DPS, where 30 officers went to the hospital. Then 320 went 2 days later. I was forced to jump in front of ABC live news cameras like something out of The Running Man and scream, "It's fake, it's fake, psychological warfare, it's fake." They retracted the next night on ABC and admitted that it was a drill. So they're yelling fire in this city week in, month out, year out, all the time, and it's nationwide. Fake bio attacks, fake chemical attacks, hysteria being generated so that you have the perception of terrorism, and so you will give up your liberties. That's their quote. I know you've seen it in the paper. You've seen it on the news. Will you give up your liberties for security? It's endlessly in the news, on TV, even in the sitcoms. When you give up your liberty, you never get security in return. So that piece is coming up here in about 15, little under 15 minutes. Then we're going to come back at 5:30. I have never seen propaganda of this magnitude against me. I have been libeled yet again. Front page of the San Antonio Express News Monday, half of the cover, and it is pure lies. We're going to read these stories and then air the video. Video tells a million words. We're going to do it right here. We were attacked viciously by the 100 Bureaucrat March. We were savaged by them. My $6,000 Canon camera, broadcast quality camera, was attacked by them by throwing Kool-Aid on it. They were cussing at us, trying to get us arrested. One of them hit Mike in the head with a sign from behind. We didn't catch that on tape. We caught another one hitting him on the head from in front. Then running and trying to get us arrested for the First Amendment. And the paper has me front page as a wicked bully that attacks women. And then on Tuesday, they had a front page in the B section by this Kerry Clack, this man, implying everything you can imagine. They imply everything in here. I'm just completely blown away by all of it. But we can actually thank CNN, national broadcast, for being more honest than the local media. Do you see what that says right there? Now, I've been calling them the 200 bureaucrat march since last year. Okay. They are the 100 march. So the media has been caught lying, and now they're reporting the truth. They'll report lies tomorrow. Don't worry. They just put a little bit of truth in there. Million march draws 100 for gun control. Now, that's national rally. Counting bureaucrats and hired security and employees of Handgun Control Incorporated, funded by Mr. McCalley and George Soros, both billionaires. They had 160 people at the Texas Capitol. We had upwards of 1,000 over our rally 2 weeks ago, as reported by local media, 500 any one time. The Statesman reported on our April 22nd rally on the 23rd that we had 100 people. We forced a retraction on page 2 of the paper that we heard 2 weeks ago on this show. I don't have the time to force retractions on their latest lies. The Statesman also wrote a lying article saying that we didn't have any women there when most of our crowd were women for the Second Amendment sisters. And yes, I'm not ashamed as a man. I am proud to be an honorary member. They take men too of, yes, please, Mike, give us a close shot. That's a good idea, Mike. Give us a close shot. Of the Second Amendment sisters. And you'll be seeing some of their speeches coming up. But you know what? The bad part of this CNN.com story, admitting they had 100 people at their national march, is that every day, 365 days a year at the West Mall, there are tens of thousands of people demonstrating and marching, and they never get even local mention in the D.C. paper. But 100 elitist and Rosie O'Donnell gun grabbers show up in Washington, and they get nationwide attention. Now, we're having rallies with 1,000 people at it right here in Austin, Texas. Our counter demonstration has more than they have this weekend, and we're not getting any of the press, and it's not fair. There's our crowd. But it's what you should learn to expect from these people. So there's a story within a story here on this. But we're going to delve into the lies of the media. They're not liberal media. They are elitist media. So that is coming up. I mean, Mike reminded me to do this, and thank you, Mike. Everyone should tape this show while it's still around every Wednesday from 4:30 to 7 p.m., Channel 10. You should be erasing over the Super Bowl, getting a tape, doing whatever you have to, bare minimum, to tape this show and pass it on. You know, it's no brag, it's fact when I tell you that I've been successful getting the truth out, that I still do Access Television. To me, it's a gauge of the success we've had circumventing the mainstream media. Last night I went in, I had to do my radio show, and I was a little tired, so I went to take a stimulant, some small cup of coffee at the local convenience store. I walked in, both the women behind the counter, one black, one white, were fans of the show, both young. Two men stopped me in the parking lot, then a woman stopped me in the parking lot, and I could barely get my coffee and get back to the studio and do my show. They were all fans. Everyone I ran into at the convenience store. Now, you're just as smart, you're just as eloquent, you're just as intelligent as Alex Jones. You all need to have Access TV shows. And you need to be taping these programs and at least passing them on. You're asking what you can do? I go to the store. Half the people I go by stop and talk to me. It's not that, ooh, look, they're talking to me. I could care less about that. It's frankly an annoyance, but I don't mind doing it. It's a gauge. My God. I'm on Access Television in Austin. I've been censored off the radio. I'm on the rest of the country, but not here. And everybody knows me, and they're all agreeing. I mean, the illusion is disappearing. That's why I'm being attacked on the front page of the San Antonio Express-News and the Statesman. That's why I'm being attacked on Fox News locally. That's why I'm being attacked on KXAN viciously by editing my words together to make it look like I was saying something horrible 2 weeks ago. They're on the run, ladies and gentlemen, and they know it. All across the country, their ratings are disappearing on the major networks. Fox is telling a little bit more of the truth, and their ratings are exploding. All across the country, talk radio's ratings are exploding, unless you're some old tired, phony conservative like Limbaugh. We're talking about the truth here, folks, fighting the New World Order. That there is a huge criminal government working with private corporations to deprive you of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So the good news is their illusion, their curtain has enough little holes poked in it now that that you and I have been out there doing, that enough light's coming in that the little man behind the curtain's getting worried. He's starting to sweat. And I just want to commend everybody for the work you've done. Now, other parts of the country, people aren't as awake as they are here. We have had a crusade the last 8 years on Access Television and talk radio here locally for the first 6 years. And they have not been able to blackball me or stifle the message. They create the illusion that it's not kosher, that it's not acceptable to be bold and to get in their face and to say no to what they're doing. And as more and more of their dastardly plan is revealed, more and more people are going to stand up. We're seeing a renaissance. And I tell you, a big part of that renaissance in Austin, Texas is Infowars.com. It is so important. Infowars.com. Because when I tell you that they have abolished the Magna Carta, jury rights, they're trying people twice now for the same crime, that they're arresting you for speaking out against the EU, I have CBSNews.com there. And it's not that the media are complete liars. CBS admits it, but says maybe it's a good idea to get rid of juries. A lot of time they tell the truth and say, oh, taking a brain chip's a good idea. We've aired Dan Rather doing that. We have the London Telegraph. Euro court outlaws criticism of EU. The European Court of Justice, isn't that an oxymoron, ruled yesterday that the European Union can lawfully suppress political criticism of its institutions and of leading figures, sweeping aside English common law and 50 years of European precedents on civil liberties. Now, this is a major paper, and they tell you it's a good idea. Now, let's get Infowars.com up for them, guys. European Court outlaws criticism of EU. Now, Fox says you don't want this show. Fox says Access doesn't need to be here. We say it needs to be. You need to know about this. We're not going to tell you how to bake a cake or how to roast a turkey or how to turn your neighbor in for watering their lawn on the wrong day when the aquifer's full. We're gonna talk about this, okay? Now, give me another close shot, please, and we'll throw Infowars up. Go ahead, Mike. There it is. European Court outlaws criticism of the EU. They're arresting people. They're firing people over there. That's the lovingness of democracy and world government, okay? They're liberals. Tony Blair's a liberal, and here it is, sweeping aside Magna Carta. We read the whole story last week on air. You can read it at Infowars.com, thanks to the fine work of Violet Nichols. Now, are we anti-government? Are we extreme? This is as big as Moses on Mount Sinai. Magna Carta is bigger in our history than World War II, frankly. Magna Carta is what juries and grand juries and freedom and innocent until proven guilty. There's Tony Blair. He's a liberal. Yeah, right, and I'm an Easter bunny. The point is, the people that tell you... And then, here's another article. Peers use Magna Carta to oppose EU Charter, London Telegraph. This is from February. We just bring these stories back for you this year. And it admits that people are saying, wow, they're abolishing the Magna Carta all over Europe. Juries, everything. They're using that to oppose the EU. And the article goes on to say, the EU just needs to streamline things, and it's getting rid of juries. What's wrong with that? So it's not the mainstream media is lying in a lot of respects. They do a combination of the two, of pure lying and libel and slander, and then they move back into, getting rid of juries, that's a good idea. So, this is amazing, ladies and gentlemen. This is hardcore. This is big. And I'm going to read these at the end of the show today. I suggest you tape it. And don't believe me, go to Infowars.com. CBS News, they're abolishing the Magna Carta. It's a great idea. They're arresting people for criticizing the EU. An economist wrote a paper saying the EU was corrupt. He's been dealt with, don't worry. Very liberal and loving. Tony Blair is very liberal and loving. Am I saying vote for Bush? Am I saying vote for the Tories? Left, right's the same thing. Two different management teams of the New World Order of Slavery Incorporated. This is a huge show, folks. Coming up in about an hour, we're going to have the footage of the 100 Bureaucrat March here in Austin and their hatred and their venom, and then how the newspapers reported how they're loving and sweet and how we're bad. Now, in a minute and 10 seconds, we're going to the Belton piece. It starts kind of slow but escalates into burning cars, helicopters, FBI threatening us. These guys are stationed in their black uniforms right out here at Bergstrom, and one of them says, I'd like to give you a technical decontam. We check with folks. That means when you're technically decontaminated that you're dead. They threaten Mike. They also get in his face. Regular Army does. Some of them are fans. Some of them are nice folks. This is the hysteria, the war of the worlds type mentality they're bringing you. We're not bringing hysteria. We're saying there's 280 million Americans. We can speak out against this garbage. We can say, wait a minute, government's telling us terrorists are going to attack, give up our rights, but every time we investigate Oklahoma City or the World Trade Center, it's a government bombing. And that's now coming out even mainstream. I've been hearing it on mainstream radio. So here's the headline out of the newspaper my grandfather founded up in Temple. Bell County Government Annex Building to be terrorized next month from the Temple Telegram. So we will to be terrorized. So we're going to go ahead and go to this piece, and then we'll be back with people wanting to disarm you while they're arming to the teeth. So stay with us. I'm Alex Jones. This is InfoWars. And like I said, we'll go to that tape any moment.
Hey, how you guys doing?
All right.
Are you guys playing the part of the bad guys?
No, we're just evaluators.
Oh, so you're like watching other people?
Pretty much, yeah.
Cool. We'll start at 7:30, we'll start at 8:30 now?
I'm not exactly sure. I'm just waiting for them to call my guys in, and we'll deal with it from there.
Done this before in Belton?
Not in Belton.
All over the country? Not me.
Now we're just from Fort Hood, so.
Oh, cool. Well, like a
neighborhood
hazmat guys?
No, we're the Army Bomb Disposal.
Oh, okay. So you guys go all over?
He's medical. We're responsible for 77 counties here in Texas.
Oh, really?
So if a local PD needs support, they'll call us. And
if local police need support, for what kind of stuff?
Any military ordnance that they find, we handle. And then any police department that doesn't have its own bomb squad, we kind of act in the role of public health and safety.
Who's your commanding officer?
At what level?
Is it Cosgrove?
Coscom?
I forget. I remember reading his name in an article.
No. Our headquarters is out of Atlanta.
Oh, Atlanta, Georgia?
Roger.
Cool. Yeah, 77 Texas counties.
Roger.
I remember reading that one time. I also said that you guys assist, or that Fort Hood was ready to assist on warrant service.
I don't know anything about that. We're not law enforcement. We're public safety. So
yeah.
I couldn't answer that question for you. You need to talk to the PAO or the Provost Marshal or something like that.
Well, yeah, we had a 5-page document a couple of years ago they gave us out here at the Temple bus search. Remember hearing about that?
I wasn't here at the time, so.
Oh. Yeah, and it said in the document also that they do warrant service.
I'll take your word for that.
Marines, huh? No, don't say that. Let them talk. See if they have to say.
How you guys doing?
Hi, good morning. Who are you guys?
Ooh. Does it matter?
I'm Alex Jones. I'm a documentary filmmaker and syndicated radio host.
Oh, okay. How you doing?
Pretty good. Never thought I'd be talking to the military on a civilian street, keeping us safe.
Well.
Yeah.
Okay, Alex. If you want to come over to the press center and talk to us, we'll be happy to talk.
Where's the press center?
Right across the street over in the police station.
When's this thing going to be kicking off? And thanks for your help, sir. I appreciate it. Nice to meet you.
All righty. We're going to be...
See, I've just seen military checkpoints in Austin, Texas for real, so it starts getting a little weird. That's why we're here to cover this, see if what develops out of that.
Well, what we've done, we've put out news releases on all this, so if you want to come over and pick it all up, come and get it.
And what branch of the service are you with, sir?
I'm with the Navy.
Hey, who are you with? We're the media. It's dangerous to have people out asking questions of the Army and the Navy. Of course, the Atlantic Ocean's right there. That's why they're here.
Oh, yeah, it's just... but it's all like a dog.
Interstate interface with FEMA?
No, sir, we're not. We're just on a local level. We answer to the emergency management director, and he does, I'm sure, with FEMA. We're volunteer reservists for them.
Well, appreciate it. Operation Delta.
To get inside the perimeter that would normally be roped off, what that says is that you're invisible and you can go look at whatever you want.
Gotcha. Yeah, they're with us, but they're just locals. They're fans of the show, and they're helping us out. They're showing us around. Okay,
I've seen it's kind of like Art Bell on steroids, right?
Oh, you know me?
Yeah.
And Sam Lispy, who's the city manager of Belton. At this time, I'm going to ask the mayor of Belton, Bill Holmes, to step forward, and he has a press release he'd like to read you all this morning.
Thank you, Randy. On Saturday, May 12th, at approximately 8:50, an explosive device went off in the Bell County Annex in the 500 block of East 2nd Street in Belton. The Belton Police Department responded to that, as well as the Belton Fire Department and the Belton EMS. The Belton Police Department is currently investigating the cause of the explosion. The explosion took place on the east end of the building, causing several casualties and injuries. The police department has secured the scene and requested assistance from the Fort Hood EOD, which is the Explosive Ordnance Unit. At this time, Fort Hood EOD has arrived at the scene and is beginning their operation. Currently, police and fire personnel are treating the injured, and there are no numbers as to how many injured or dead at this time. Several support units have been called in to assist, which include the Bell County Sheriff's Department, the Texas Department of Public Safety, and they are assisting both with crowd control and with the injured. Just after 9 o'clock this morning, several injured persons have exhibited symptoms of a nerve gas agent. The area has been sealed off until the fire and the EMS personnel have established a decontamination area. I have been advised that a weapon of mass destruction device has been released, and I have declared officially that the city of Belton has declared a disaster situation at 9:10 a.m. this morning. At 9:25 this morning, the military mass cal team was requested, as well as a hazmat team. In addition, Scott and White has requested to begin the medevac, which you've heard up and down several times this morning, and those services have become to the area, as well as a mass casualty unit from Scott and White, which is the lead hospital in this area. Around 9:25, a secondary device was located by personnel from the Belton Police Department, and the Fort Hood EOD is looking into that situation at this time. The Belton Police Department requests that the public stay away from the area due to the severity of the incident, as well as disrupting the medical attention to those who have been injured. Thank you very much.
We'd like to add just one thing to that as well. The Belton Fire Department has requested and received assistance from the Stowehouse Volunteer Fire Department, the Salado Fire Department, and the Morgan's Point Fire Department. All the area hospitals are also being involved and being used this time to treat casualties. At this time, what I'd like to do is open it up to the floor for questions to these the personnel that are sitting at the front. I'd ask that you stand up, recognize who you're with, and if you have a direct question leading to what happened this morning, ask one of these gentlemen and direct it to that person individually, please.
I'm Alex Jones. I'm a syndicated radio talk show host, a documentary filmmaker, and I've been at similar events along these lines. I just have two questions. Number one, did the federal or state government pay for this operation? And number two, when the mayor just got up and read that prepared statement, it sounded like an Orson Welles broadcast. Didn't even say it was a simulation. There's bombs going off. There's people been hurt. The military's here. And that's what the media has as its stock footage. Now it seems that all across the country there's this hysteria being generated by these drills, and for some supposed terrorist attack, it's being used for a heightened level of a modern police state, merging the military and the police all across the country.
Okay, if you don't mind, I'll answer the second question. I'll let you answer the first one about who's paying for it. As far as mass hysteria, this has been on the local news media for several days now, explaining this is an exercise only. No mass hysteria is trying to be created or has been created in our knowledge. All the information that's been put out that we've had has said exercise and exercise only during the time. As far as the payment of it, I'll turn it over to John Durham, who's the director.
John Durham, Fire Marshal and Emergency Management Coordinator for Bell County. The funding for our joint civilian military exercise today has been funded solely by the municipality of Belton and the county of Bell in existing exercise and training funds that we have available to do this kind of training. Any further questions?
Well, I just knew that it was a training on, and I read that in the newspaper a week ago, and I understand that. It's just, if I was to go back to Austin on a local cable show and air just that statement alone, I mean, it sounded pretty serious. I mean, I was just trying to understand why the prepared statement didn't say that. I'm just curious.
And we can clarify that now if that needs to be done. That obviously this is an exercise and a training drill for us today, and we hope those of you in the press and the media will help us to convey that message to your readers and to your viewers.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me?
Did the media check?
Yeah, we did.
I was going to say, reference, it's got a list of all the participating agencies.
Let's go for the next day. All right, Ryan, this one's packaged and ready to go.
Yeah, that's the lowest priority.
Who'd you say those guys are again, sir?
They would be the 6th Chemical Support off of Fort Hood.
6th Chemical Support out of Fort Hood. The new military uniform, black combat boots.
I don't know anything.
So they're from the Army, they told you?
That's my understanding.
Oh, cool.
Don't clear out, they're going to be moved.
Look at the license plate. US
Go ahead, yeah, step. And, you know, Randy.
Boots? Military boots? They wear military?
EMS.
My brother works for EMS wears military boots now?
Actually, how do you think? Well,
Why are you holding it?
Why are you holding it? Well, because I'm waiting for the heads up on what's on the right.
We're waiting till we have files. Some casualties.
Oh, wow. That was...
Or now, Colin. Yeah. I'll get over there and I'll open this in since he gives us the word, so.
There's another one.
I assure you, bud.
See, it was over there, Alex.
You got a couple more. Put 3 of them right there. Almost like a remote control car. You got a remote control in his hands and they can't do
Come on, you can make it. Come on. Come on. Get her up. Head towards the police department. You know where that's at? Head that way.
Nobody knows that. They said red and blue armband. So they're invisible. I'll get everybody out. These guys are invisible. Chris, what have we got?
Tell me now!
Man. Okay? What about that door? Okay? Go on. Keep it. Ready?
Where's my dog?
Somebody in there? Go this whole way. Come on. Help.
We want some beer, Mike. Come on, Mike.
My face! My face and my knees! Help me!
Get up, follow me.
Help
Get up
me!
there. You walk it off.
Maybe, I don't know.
All right, let me help you out, all right?
Wait, get this chair.
You walk it off. You look. Come on, let me get down. You block it.
There's one.
Got it? Straight. You want to check it?
Are you enjoying the New World Order? Huh? Are you enjoying the New World Order? Tell us.
What's that?
The fear this is all creating.
Can I help you?
Oh, we're just getting some cutaway stuff. You're supposed to be invisible.
Go ahead,
Special Forces.
Howdy.
Agent cool.
So they didn't tell you what type of terrorist group?
No, they didn't really tell us anything. They just sent us in there and told us to kind of act injured.
Are you guys in the drama club? Or?
Yeah, her not. I'm not. Yeah, we are.
Well, you're doing some pretty good acting there.
Well, thank you. Temple High School.
Temple
That's
what?
the department. Natasha Tolson. Thanks, Tolson.
Want to be movie stars.
Right.
Here's the new Harrison Ford right here. What do you got here?
I have a pelvic abdominal trauma.
Mike! Mike! Hold on. Stabilize the neck. Mike, go ahead, Oscar. Are you okay? Are you taking it? Yeah. All right. Go ahead. You're doing great.
He is decon.
You're from Fort Polk, Louisiana?
No, I'm not. I'm from Washington, D.C.
Oh, okay.
I heard you say a while ago you were in Fort Polk.
That was a few years back.
I just heard about some of the biological testing they did with some telescopology there last year. Did you hear about that?
No, I haven't. You're talking about in Fort Polk?
Yeah.
No, I haven't heard anything about that. I mean, there's always testing going on in one capacity or another. Folks need to ascertain what agents are and where they come from. You know, it's something that is just part of the research that's going on.
All right, well, thank you, sir.
Okay.
Come on, Mike.
You'd have to talk to the guy driving the robot. I'm just down here telling him what he's getting off the meter there. That's it. I'm more of a tree, if you will, that has timely information every now and then.
But you said they were doing it in 77 counties?
Our response area is in 77 counties.
But the people that's in the white truck
You'd have to talk to them about that. The problem with a lot of the bomb disposal equipment and the reason that we do provide the service to the counties is that it's just so expensive.
Yeah.
It's so expensive and the training is so intensive that a lot of PDs just can't afford it.
Yeah. Well, what about if we just left our money locally and don't send it to the Fed? We'd have the money, wouldn't we?
That's something I can't. That's something I can't answer. I'm not a politician. I'm not a policymaker.
Yeah, they make us send the money and then they control from the top.
You got a second?
Don't stand in front of that shotgun barrel, Alex.
Oh, God.
I know.
Could I ask you folks to move back, please? Sure. From this robot. Could I ask you to move back, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thanks.
I'm trying to get a close shot. I'm sorry.
I already got one.
You got it? Then come on back.
I didn't even see the shotgun.
Robot. Could I ask you to move back, sir?
Yes, sir. I'm trying to get a close shot. I'm sorry.
I already got one.
You got it? Then come on back.
I didn't even see the shotgun.
Come on back.
Fire the shotgun now?
to have its way. Good job. Right there in the front.
Questions go with the gross, okay?
Roger. That's what I want to make sure. If I didn't cross over the hot like Pilgrim yet, I can tell the hot one.
Yeah, do it that way.
You finish analyzing the data on this
You jump on a Black Hawk and they fly in.
And we're gone.
Were you guys out there at Temple in the day before Thanksgiving in '99 when they had a bus search?
Operation Victor 5? I think I need to refer you to a public affairs officer in Fort Hood for that.
Oh, okay.
Second firefighter, please.
Well, just dealing with bombs, right? Well, we're glad you're there.
Thank you.
How long is this going to be going today, sir?
I do not know.
So you've got to respond to 77 Texas counties.
Yes, sir.
Sure, I recollect that before they towed away.
Sir.
No, I had a question for you if you'll turn the camera on.
Oh, okay.
Were you at this scene in Temple?
No, Mike was.
I was.
Mike was.
Yeah.
So he put me on the internet.
No, I didn't.
Who put me on the internet?
Well, we
I
put
don't
it
know,
on.
Do you have a problem with that?
Yes, I do.
Well, it's not me because I don't do anything.
We put it on TV, and then
yeah, it's been on TV.
Okay, because there were pictures on the internet, and somebody put them on there without my permission.
But you got to contact whoever did it.
Yeah, but that's news.
But you're public. You're public.
Yeah, it's news gathering.
Yeah, once you're in public.
Once you're in public,
Yeah.
when I could turn the camera on right now and say, "Hey, I'm gonna put you on TV." You can't do anything about
Well,
it.
we didn't do it, and we were asking. Mike was there, and we were just trying to find out why there were troops and they were pulling stuff out of the bus.
Okay, I was just curious. Just wondering.
Well, don't worry. I mean, we aren't the bad guys. Nobody's going to come get you.
Well, yeah, but see, I've received threats at my house. People calling my wife, threatening
really?
me.
When?
Who was the threat?
This was years ago with the state, with the Republic of Texas. Oh, yes. Yeah.
Well, we're not with the Republic of Texas.
Yeah. But see,
we have a
because
news
of those type incidents,
We're
that's
with
what it.
InfoWars.
Right. That's what it snowballs into, is threats at my house.
Well, you don't think we get threats?
Yeah, but see, I'm trying to help. You know?
Well, we're not.
We're trying to help too.
Might be. I mean, no.
Well, I take offense to somebody said, you know. He took offense to it. I took offense.
Well, take the.
Well,
don't be offended. I mean, it's your job to gather news. I'm
not saying about that.
Necessarily. Yeah.
I'm just. Somebody.
Yes, if it's in public view, I can film it.
Hang the camera, Mike.
Do you not agree with that, sir?
Well, it's not my, I don't take a position on it.
But are you
like
saying
say,
if you're not
I refer somebody
if
to
you're in
public
public
affairs
view,
office.
if you're in public view, we're not allowed to film you?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
That's what the guy in Temple said.
Who said that?
The police.
Police did.
Best, Lieutenant Best.
You're saying there's some people here that we're not allowed to film.
Right. There's some people here that we would ask that. Well, hang on for a second. Why would you want that on camera?
Because I want to know who it is that is here that we're not allowed to film.
I'm not saying you're allowed to film them.
You just don't want their faces.
Right.
But who are they?
There's people here from Fort Hood who are with the bomb disposal unit that we would ask the media not just to film their faces, get the back shots of them walking away.
Okay, but if they're out, if we have no such thing in this country as a secret military. If they're out in the public, we should be able to film whatever we see. We should be able to film.
You can film whatever you want. I tell you what, you do that. We'll send you a press release. Okay,
but wait a minute, Sergeant. Wait a minute, Lieutenant.
No,
Lieutenant.
I'm through.
You said a while ago that we're not allowed to film their faces.
Going fine.
Oh, we already turned our badges in. That's our green truck right there.
That's fine. Go back over to the command center and get it back.
No, we turned them at the police station.
I'm sorry. Go back to the command center and they'll reissue them.
They're not giving trespassing, sir.
You're going to have to go back over there and get clearance to come through.
Now see, they're coming past us from that direction. We turned and then we were leaving. We saw that and we went to press conference from there all day. That's my truck right there.
That's good. Go back over there, get clearance to go back through. You don't have a badge, you're not going through.
We turned the badge in right there.
I'm sorry. You don't have a badge.
So you want me to get a badge over there that doesn't exist, officer?
Go back over there and get clearance and go through. Chief Sleeve standing right there. Captain Duffield at the Temple Command Post.
Yeah, he's one. Sir, Chief, we turned in our badges at the press conference. We thought we were leaving. We're parked right there. We walked through. And now that officer won't let us get through to our car, our green car right there.
I'm on my way around and I'll help you get to your cars.
All right, thank you. Thank you. We get escorted.
You guys have to go through gross decon too.
Yeah. I want to take him through technical. All the way.
Take who through technical, sir?
Nobody.
Me? What's technical? Well, we didn't like the military checkpoints in Austin, so we're gonna continue to do our work. But I'd never take you through technical, sir.
You guys have to go through gross decon too.
Yeah. I want to take him through technical. All the way.
Take who through technical, sir?
Nobody.
Me? What's technical? Well, we didn't like the military checkpoints in Austin, so we're gonna continue to do our work. But I'd never take you through technical, sir. Now, we just threw that piece together. We have about 4, 5, 6 hours because we have 2 cameras running for about 2, 3 hours. We never really showed you a shot off the video we had of the Army vehicles and the FBI vehicles and state police just all over the place. Navy, Marines, Army, Special Forces, National Guard, State National Guard. I mean, it just went on and on and on and on and on and on. And it's this huge relationship being created between the military and police. And you saw the document from the takeover going back months ago. You saw the document from the takeover where they admit they served search warrants to homes. We've had retired military officers, Marines on this show to tell you in 1990, as early as 90, they were in Virginia serving search warrants to homes as police, engaged in shootouts. We've aired that video here and we'll air it again. That's why it's important to watch each week to catch them in their lies. And you didn't hear all the audio there. They go, I'd like to put them through a full decam, talking about Mike and myself pointing at us. And the other guy goes, I'd like to put them through technical, and one of them laughs and walks off. One of them was nice and showed us one of the robots, and we didn't get that on the show for you. Just don't have time to show it all to you. But burning cars, people with fake guts hanging out in blood, screaming in pain, helicopters landing. We also didn't show you at the press conference, the Army was handing local officials, the mayor, things to read and moving lecterns and ordering everything around. We also have footage of the Army telling a sheriff's deputy that he was wrong and to get out of the way. So this will all be in an upcoming film and we'll air more parts of the future. Mike did a great job putting this together. I haven't even seen the gun grabbing footage we're about to show you. That's it for this hour of the show. Stay tuned for a whole other hour and a half coming up. Don't forget my website. It's Infowars.com for more information on all of this and just how serious it is. Stay with us. All right, Mike, was that perfect on that tape? All right, start the next tape. We do these live shows, 2.5 hours every Wednesday. It's old-fashioned equipment, so we each tape. Each hour we have to cue it up and start recording, and there's kind of a minute of dead time here before that next tape starts. We're going to shift gears and get into incredible media spin and propaganda. But in Austin a year and a half ago, we had these same anti-chemical biological drills to stop American terrorists. Then phase 2 comes in with fake nuclear spills, fake chemical, biological attacks, downtown shut down, telling you it's real, like we experienced last year in Austin. All part of acclimating you and conditioning you to accept all of this. And it's just getting worse and worse at every level, and it's the pretext for all of this. Remember, last week I read the story out of the Baltimore Sun, mainstream news. The Joint Chiefs of Staff were planning to blow up airliners, sink ships, shoot Americans, bomb the Capitol as a pretext to invade Cuba in 1962. Now, Kennedy said no to that. All the things you are seeing in 99 and 2000 and 2001 now are the morals changing of the elite and bringing us this politics of terror. All of this is documented. All of this is demonstrated. All of this is proven. How long do I have, Mike? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Alex Jones. Now it's part 2 of the live program. Of course, we're taping this show, and you're watching it as part of posterity in the future. What you were watching was what happened in Belton, Texas, part of a larger program of hysteria across the country. A few weeks ago, we read a story out of the Baltimore Sun, a highly respected newspaper, and a former ABC investigative news journalist that actually got the documents from the National Security Agency that back in 1962, as part of the politics of terror, the Joint Chiefs of Staff and the chairman unanimously agreed with McNamara of Defense to bomb ships, to sink them with Americans and Cubans on board, to shoot down passenger airliners, and to bomb the Capitol in Washington, and much more, as part of a, quote, pretext for an invasion. And that story's on Infowars.com. We interviewed the writers and the person that broke the news in his new book, Body of Secrets, on the New York Times bestseller list. Now suddenly I hear KTSA, WOAI, major marquee talk stations and talk show hosts admitting that the feds blew up Oklahoma City, bringing the guest on that we've been interviewing for years on my radio program. People say, why would the government want to blow up Oklahoma City? Well, why would they want to blow up jet airliners and blame it on the Cubans? To create a pretext, an excuse for a war, to give up liberties at home. That's why they bring the drugs in, to create the crisis, the ODs, the crack wars, to militarize the police, to have the asset forfeiture seizure, to abolish the Fourth Amendment, to set up the roadside checkpoints. All of this is the pretext for control. And I would suggest that all of you, I just keep plugging this because the evidence is all there, Infowars.com. From government documents to mainstream news stories to alternative press to streaming audio, streaming video, my radio program live from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. Central every day, and then I come back live from 9 to midnight. I'm on AM and FM stations across the country. People every day ask me, how do I listen to you? We can't pick you up on the FM radio anymore in Austin because of the censorship, despite the fact that I won Best of Austin back in 99, right before I was kicked off the air locally. The only way to circumvent that is Infowars.com or this live access television show. And when I tell you we're successful, and I tell you I'm on all these radio stations and I'm on the national news, again, it's not bragging. It's saying in this culture of what's cool and what's acceptable and peer pressure that the truth is selling, that people really are waking up, and that you can get on the bandwagon of informing yourself and circumventing the mainstream media. Now, when I use a lot of mainstream media news stories, and then I call them liars, you say, well, why are you reading a mainstream news story then? They have two types of stories, really three types. One big type is the flat-out lie, or the spin, or the twist. Misinformation. Or they have another type of story they've shifted to predominantly in the last 3 years. 3 years ago it wasn't like this. Most of their stories now are telling you they've abolished the Magna Carta and juries in England, and that they're arresting people, and that they've banned the guns and the crime rate has exploded. But they tell you this is a good thing to abolish the Magna Carta, and maybe we should get rid of our Bill of Rights, our Constitution, our juries, reinstate double jeopardy. And yes, be sure and tape New World Order garbage. I heard Nova last night was telling you how good microchips are for the children. And that tape's being sent to me. So thanks for putting that up, Mike. There's the comment line. But before I get into the gun grabbers and the program to disarm the people and how this is a canary in the coal mine and the front page of the San Antonio Express News Monday viciously attacking me and then yesterday attacking me yet again, I wanted to briefly recap something that I talk about every week now. Because England is 5 to 10 years ahead of us. England is putting satellite kill switches in all of their new cars, and by 2005, all old cars will have to have a satellite kill switch. They're using the cell tower relays with cameras that if you go 1 mile over the speed limit with the satellite, they turn your car off. Then they come and arrest you or ticket you. Total control. And now major states like Illinois, Michigan, Texas are pushing to make satellite control systems mandatory, and General Motors and Pontiac are responding by putting this in the car, and you think it's a great fancy new widget. England has the biometric face scanners when you walk down the street. They have members of their public now taking brain chips in the Soul Catcher 2025 in their optic nerve. This has been covered by the BBC and on Infowars.com. You're saying, hey, trust the media, or the media's lying. Well, no, they tell you brain chips are a good idea. We're saying it's a bad idea. They're counting on such peer pressure that you've been so desensitized that you'll accept all of this. This is getting Orwellian, more than Orwellian. But I wanted to bring back some stories. A story from 2 weeks ago. Crime and punishment in Britain. Read the whole story last week. If you'd like to read it, it's on Infowars.com. Even if you don't have a computer, it's worth it to go by the library, ask them to punch in Infowars.com for you, go to the New World Order or Constitution segment. It's in both segments of the website, both areas. And you can read this from CBSNews.com, telling you how great it is that they're abolishing juries, that they can try you twice for the same crime, that they can arrest you for no reason. And that Tony Blair 2 weeks ago announced at Runnymede, where 800 years ago King John was told, either give us juries and that we're innocent until proven guilty, or we're going to kill you. He announced from Runnymede, think of the symbolism that the Magna Carta is dead and that juries have been abolished. 2 years after they were disarmed in England, everyone is now has absolutely no rights, and the satellite control systems are going in the cars. They're thumb scanning to buy and sell. Biometrics are everywhere. And they've started this at the Super Bowl, face scanning you to get in. Wells Fargo in Dallas is putting in face scanners that give you a face barcode. They admit it. In fact, maybe we can put that newscast on from CNBC for them, Mike. A little video of it, scanning the face and the number, the barcode being created. And HEB in Houston is putting in thumb scanners at all their locations, trying to bring it to Austin. Boycott them. Because if you don't, it'll go in everywhere as a unified front. We won't be able to stop it. I like HEB. I haven't shopped there in a month and a half since I found out. And I will go to farmers markets or anything before I thumb scan, or I will eat out everywhere. I will not go through this. Drop my sheet here. We're going to go to the next tape at 5:50. Okay, we're going to the gun grabber piece. I got to hurry here. Here's a story from March 7th, 2001. A few months ago, we brought this back to you each week. London Telegraph, one of the most highly respected newspapers, they're not lying to you. They tell you it's a good idea. They're so conditioned over there that they're saying it's wonderful. Eurocourt outlaws criticism of EU. The European Court of Justice ruled yesterday that the European Union can lawfully suppress political criticism of its institutions and of leading figures, sweeping aside English common law and 50 years of European precedents on civil liberties. And it goes into arrests and jailings and firings. And what did the people say? The Conley book, a well-known economist, said that the EU is, quote, aggressive and insulting. And what did he say? He wrote an essay called The Rotten Heart of Europe, saying that they were corrupt. And it's got his actual quotes in a sublink here. You have to sublink through to that. There was some of it in here. And he just said they were corrupt, and so now he's been dealt with. Well, I guess he hurt somebody's feelings. They say in here that when it affects the greater good, it's just mind-boggling. Give him one more shot of that headline, please. And the crew's doing a perfect job. European court outlaws criticism of EU. Okay. And they're abolishing juries. Bill Clinton, your loving liberal, signed the International Criminal Court Treaty 2 weeks before leaving office. It has not been ratified, but it's being implemented through the Department of Justice by John Ashcroft, Republican, Democrat, the same people at the top. And this would abolish juries and grand juries. And the U.S. Bar out of Chicago is supporting it. Now, that is headlines. Do you understand the magnitude? This is the canary in the coal mine. They took the guns 2 years ago. Their crime rates doubled. Oh, you don't believe me that England's crime rate doubled. They admitted here in the story, you see, they take the guns, the crime rate doubles. They take the guns, the crime rate doubles, and instead of saying it was because we took the guns, which always happens, Australia, New York, Chicago, Washington, D.C., highest crime rates because of total gun ban. Highest crime England's seen in 100 years. Violent crime everywhere. And they don't mention that. No. They use their own crisis. They knew this would happen to say we're putting in more cameras, we're abolishing juries because of the doubling in crime. So they use their own crime wave they created by disarming the British population, jailing people that defended themselves, like the farmer who'd been robbed 3 times, that shot the attacker in his home and was given life in prison. And it says the British government's tough-as-nails reaction to a rise in violent crime is raising worries that a pillar of civil rights, the jury trial, might be a sacrifice to satisfy a concerned public. And then they go on to claim that people want to lose their juries, they want to lose grand juries, they want to lose double jeopardy, being tried repeatedly for the same crime. It says last year CBS News reported the government's own crime statistics reveal that Britain is an increasingly violent society. It says, let's confiscate the assets of criminals without trial, he said. This will help. Yes, let's round them up. And all of this is happening in a country that gave America its basic concepts of justice. One of those legal rights was the government is now chipping away at trial by jury. They've now abolished it. Was guaranteed on the banks of the River Thames at Runnymede when King John signed the Magna Carta nearly 800 years ago. And it says here, let's abolish the rule against double jeopardy. Let's confiscate the assets of criminals without trial. And it goes on. It says, Robertson, one of Britain's leading trial lawyers, says the shocking crime statistics panicked Prime Minister Tony Blair. Like, oh, they don't mean it. We have to do it. We don't know why everybody's getting robbed and killed, from Madonna to Harrison of the Beatles to the average person. Just bedlam, machine guns, firing. And in the article, they admit England now has a higher crime rate than New York. What does England and New York have in common? Total gun bans. And they have the highest rates of shootings and murder. But don't worry, problem, reaction, solution, we'll take your guns. Now, I've got to hurry through this. Mike did a great job putting this next piece together. I've only got about 12 minutes here. We're going to this piece, Mike, at 5:50. We'll go to it a little bit later and then start another tape to finish this piece, because I got to go through this before we air it. Front page, San Antonio Express News. Give me a close shot, Mike. Front page, San Antonio Express News. And what does it say? Gunning for guns. Austin, they rounded... Gun control advocates run Heckler's Gauntlet on their way to the Capitol. They rounded the corner outside the governor's mansion on Mother's Day, the mother whose son died in the hail of gunfire. Let me read it off the internet version because it's quicker and more easy to deal with. I'm spoiled to this. They rounded the corner of the governor's mansion on Mother's Day, the mother whose son died in a hail of gunfire, and the man with the bullhorn who said he would die protecting his right to own guns. Rachel Valdez, 4 feet 11 inches, wearing a white and pink t-shirt that read, Million Mom March, yell, we want gun control, Million Mom March. Alex Jones, taller than 6 feet, wearing a black and white t-shirt that read, don't tread on me, shouted into his bullhorn, Hitler was for gun control. If you support gun control, you support Hitler. Now, look, they've already set it up. I'm this big guy over 6 feet. I'm 5'11", folks. I'm not I'm a husky guy, but I'm not a big guy. She's a poor little lady, and I'm attacking her. We had our own rally bigger than theirs. Didn't get all this attention, did it? Valdez of San Antonio was one of about 350 gun control supporters who showed up at the second Million Mom March. Funny, here's CNN's headline from the national one. Million Mom March draws 100 for gun control. Close shot, please. Million Mom March draws 100 for gun control. I mean, that's nationally. They didn't even have 100 out there in Austin Sunday. We had more than they did at our little counter demonstration. We had upwards of 1,000 at ours a couple weeks ago. You saw the footage. You saw the news. They were organized with the Million Mom March, a nonprofit group. Yeah, it's imploding. Jones of Austin led about 75 gun rights activists who stood by the Capitol gates and heckled the demonstrators. No, we had it reserved. It was our own rally. The demonstrators said they wanted tighter regulations on gun sales, licensing of gun users, and registration of gun owners. No, you'll hear them calling for ban after ban after ban after ban after ban coming up. If you were to boil it down, and it keeps going on, saying when they want to disarm you. You can read this again at Infowars.com. As the demonstrators walked past, it says, when the San Antonio contingent stepped off the bus, they were met by Jones and a group called Texans for Freedom. It says 25 of them came from San Antonio. As the demonstrators walked past the monument to fallen Confederate soldiers and headed for the Capitol steps, Jones yelled, children, do you know that your mothers are lying to you? Now, we all know the Civil War was about controlling Western expansion. The British put the North and the South up to it. It was manipulated from both sides to destabilize this country and to get a central bank. I'm not for the North or the South. But don't try that with me. We're at the front gates. You've all seen it at Congress on 11th. The Confederate soldier deal was 80 yards away and had nothing to do with us. And we're standing at the front gate because we can't have our demonstration while they're having theirs on the Capitol. Ours came 3 hours later at 5. Now, they're claiming... Yeah, hold off on that for a second, Mike. I need to get folks to focus on this. See how they tie in? I'm bullying her. I'm big. I'm bullhorning. I'm by the Confederate statue. That's a lie. Here's another lie. So see, Confederate statue for those that died next to the other statue. I'm not even by this statue. I'm at the front gates. But they imply I'm this big man being mean to a little Hispanic woman, and I'm by the statue. See how socialists, phony liberals, pimp everything with race? They just can't shut up about it. They're the people that perpetuate it. As the demonstrators walked past the monument to fallen Confederate soldiers and headed for the Capitol steps, Jones yelled, children, do you know that your mothers are lying to you? Now remember, this is Mother's Day. We have the tape. I said, parents, do you know that your children are lying to you? Or I said, children, know that your parents. If I wanted to say mothers, fine. But it's the big, over 6-foot man being mean to the women. They just said it. Standing by the Confederate monument, which I wasn't, which if I was, it wouldn't matter, which I was at the gates, and you all know those front gates, you're about to see the video. And I'm being mean to the mothers now. No, I said parents, because it was these men throwing Kool-Aid on us, cussing at us on our $6,000 camera. We've cut out, you'll see little edits here where we cut out their cussing. We're not going to put that out here. This is the mild article, folks. There was another one yesterday in the Express. Do you know they are fascists, disease, pseudo-liberal control freaks, he continued. Now what I said is, do you know the people running this, manipulating this, are disease, pseudo-liberal control freaks? After we've been cussed at, after we've been hit by signs, after drinks have been thrown on our $6,000 equipment. Just as the noisemakers are effective in being heard, you have to learn to be more effective being heard, Representative Lon Berman, Democrat, Fort Worth, told the group. It says, though most of the bills the Million Mile March organizers supported are foundering, and it admits we're defeating them. And then it goes into her. Jones asked why he was at the Capitol, replied, it's our right, it's like a canary in a coal mine. Once they take this right away, they won't stop at that. And I'm not going to read the rest of it. It goes on and on. Front page. I ran a best of on the radio yesterday, so my listeners couldn't call in and tell me. They did today, and we got it up on the website. I have been libeled now by the San Antonio Express-News. It's normally a fair paper, and we're about to go to this piece. By a person, Kerry Clack, and I'd appreciate it if folks got the news story. His phone number's at the end of the story, and I'd appreciate it if you call and demand a retraction, because you saw this video. In fact, I want people, it's a man, yes. I want people to call. He's a black man. I guess he thinks every white guy's an evil racist. It's like when I caught the payoffs at the Capitol. Get that tape ready, Mike. And we'll run that before we go to this greater piece. It's like I'm at the Capitol. I catch a white guy paying off 3 black guys, and it's in the paper, well, Jones did catch payoffs, but they were black, and is Jones a racist? It's like a white guy's caught killing a black lady. Are they going to say, well, she is black? I mean, what is any of this? If the whole culture's race, because they know we're a subdivided population, and they're going to play us off against each other. And they've already brought in, there was a Confederate statue by Jones, 80 yards away. I mean, what are you talking about? Clack, mother's perseverance speaks volumes over Mr. Bullhorn. This is front page Metro and State section of the San Antonio Express-News. It was also a lying story from the Statesman. We don't have time to get to their lies today. We forced retractions 2 weeks ago in the last story. Don't have time. Everybody knows you're liars. Okay? You have no credibility. You're a pack of liars. And you're not liberals, by the way. You're fascist control freaks. Okay? You are controlling, dominant, ruling class, manipulating the phony left and the phony right. You don't fool me. They have these mothers go, you're a right-wing scumbag, NRA pig. And I'd go, actually, NRA's loyal opposition working with you. We have the proof. Then they won't, shut up, pig. Clack, mother's perseverance speaks volumes over Mr. Bullhorn. They go into how she's a hero over her son that was shot by gang members and how great she is. In head-to-head combat, I'll take Rachel Valdez over Alex Jones any days. All I know about Jones is that he showed up with a bullhorn in Austin on Sunday to bellow at Valdez and others participating in the Million Mom March rally advocating tighter restrictions on gun sales. Yeah, total bans. What I know about Valdez is that in the wake of her teenage son's murder, she risked her life for more than a year to see that the murder was brought to justice. You may have seen the picture in the front page of Monday's paper in which Valdez confronts Mr. Bullhorn. Oh, yeah, they were confronting us, throwing stuff on us, cussing at us. But they're good. Among the witnesses tripping from the amplified tongue was Hitler was for gun control. If you support gun control, you support Hitler. A ridiculous is saying Hitler shouted when he spoke, Jones shouted when he spoke, Jones supports Hitler. What I said was, they've taken the guns in England, they're abolishing juries and arresting people for speaking out. China, mass murderers were for gun control. Russia, the first gun laws were against black people. Hitler was for gun control. If you're for gun control, you support Hitler. And that's historical. Slaves in Rome 2,000 years ago were disarmed. Wake up to how simple it is. Another jewel sprouting from Jones' lips. Children, do you know that your mothers are lying to you? That's a lie, buddy. You were there. I said parents. I think I did say mothers, too, as well. And that's out of context. In most neighborhoods, calling someone's mother a liar would have made the bullhorn a permanent part of the human anatomy. Well, they hit us. Don't worry. Then there was the pearl. How dare you pimp your dead child? Yes, they walked by, some of them, not this woman, and cussed at us and said, we're going to get your guns. You're a threat to us. I said, how dare you allow them to pimp your child? That's what they do. They don't pimp out the kids that die in car wrecks or killed by murderers or strangled by killers or stabbed more often. It's all guns because militarily you can oppose tyranny. And then it goes into what a hero she is and how great she is. And on Sunday, when another mother was asked if she was afraid of Jones, and the other counter-demonstrators, Valdez answered, please, this is nothing. Valdez says Jones, and she talks about how she fought with criminals, the gang members, and how she's this big hero. Great lady, don't blame me. I want to fight the gang members too. So they compare me to gang members here for page after page, and then it says, when asked if they were afraid of Jones and other Counter demonstrators. Valdez answered, please, this is nothing. No, we were afraid of you. I know we got to go, Mike. Valdez said Jones and his crowd didn't understand the march's purpose. Nobody was saying we wanted to take the Second Amendment away. Oh, yeah, we're about to hear you say it. Jones also called Valdez and her colleagues fascist and diseased. No, I said the people running gun control are the people like George Soros that just forcibly took over the mainstream Russian media that was reporting on the terrorism of the government there. I mean, this is George Soros and Ted Turner taking over media most. That's a whole nother show. We got to go to this now. We'll try to, at the end, air the payoffs again so you know who Dave Smith is. What's that, Mike? Air the payoffs now, then we'll go straight to the tape. Let's do it.
So you guys were paid for your testimony?
Nope. No.
Well, we just saw the gentleman give you money.
It doesn't matter. We traveled over
Traveling expenses, baby.
I gave him traveling expenses.
So you guys were the Million Mile March?
No. What were your Texas?
Wait a minute. Who are you with this camera in?
No, he's a guy who has some
Austin
TV
show here in Austin. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's no, actually it's campaign contributions.
Campaign contributions.
Yeah,
Right,
man, nobody's getting paid for nothing.
And
We
we're running.
What I said in there, that's what I feel.
Well,
from
I
my
mean, who
heart.
gave you the money?
It doesn't matter. The money I've been at, I got money all
Looks
over.
like quite a bit. I saw this gentleman giving you money.
I gave him. You got traveling expenses already.
And I saw you testify, sir. You were here with Nina Butts, funded by George Soros, the foreign currency speculator. So this is how business is done.
And who are you?
I'm Alex Jones.
Oh, hi, Alex.
A known firearm purchaser and seller to minors.
Yep.
Oh, really? Really? I didn't know I was in that business. I thought I was a radio talk show host.
Yeah.
But really? Oh, that's an effective deal.
Yeah.
So you guys are taking over the country.
All right, we're almost out of time. Smith admitted they paid him over $300 apiece. It was actually over $400, and the ethics committee said that's illegal in the Capitol, period, even if you're a registered lobbyist with cash. Paying off the few witnesses they had to try to get gun bills passed that we've now almost defeated. Keep up the heat. Here is the truth of what happened. I'm now, again, all I do is bring you the payoffs, bring you the corruption, tell you about these foreign people hated worldwide, funding the disarmament of the American people. And here it is, and we'll be back, ladies and gentlemen. Just stay with us. This is so important. Infowars.com.
Here, a second group of moms showed up, and they say that these women in no way speak for them.
You can rant, you can rave, you can make your demands, and you can take our guns from our cold dead hands.
Don't know where it's going to stop. It may start with just a simple registration, licensing. They think that's a simple thing. There's no problem with that, but it leads to confiscation.
Both sides do agree on one thing. Debate on this issue is far from over.
This is going to be just like any other movement, civil rights, any other type of movement. This may take longer than a day.
And neither side appears to be stepping down. Andrea Ash, Fox 7 News.
Stricter gun control.
Can you be louder than those people?
Moms here say current gun laws just aren't working. They want a national system of licensing gun owners and registering all handguns. Specifically, they want to close what's known as the gun show loophole. Right now, only licensed gun dealers have to do background checks on someone who buys a gun. But because I'm not a licensed handgun dealer, I can sell guns at a gun show to whomever I want without asking any questions. Mothers say it's not a very big loophole, but it is one that's big enough to put guns in the wrong hands.
How many children can we save? How many more children are going to die before something is done, before we hear their cries? My son was one of them.
Criminals will not register or license their handguns. So what is the point in registration and licensing? We want to be able to protect our families as protected by the Second Amendment. Well, it looks like moms will have to wait until the next legislative session to fight for the gun show loophole bill. It died last week in the one of the House committees. We're live at the state capitol. Natalie Woods, KVUE News.
Mothers marching for tougher gun laws met opposition in downtown Austin. KI News is next.
KI, your eye on Austin.
Tempers flared and emotions erupted as hundreds of Texas moms marching for tougher gun laws met their match in downtown Austin. Good evening, I'm Sabra Gertz. Thank you for joining us tonight. Mother's Day ushered in an army of moms fighting for more gun control in cities across the nation. Here in Austin, both sides of the debate had a face-off at the state capitol. KI's Yolanda Hawkins reports.
Save our kids! Save our kids!
Mothers walk through downtown Austin and voice what they believe. It was a call to bring attention to sensible gun laws, registration, and more background checks at gun shows. Rachel Valadez lives with the pain from gun violence every day. Her son, Mikey Valadez, was shot by a gang member. Every
day, and of course on Mother's Day, it impacts me even more so.
Valadez supports stiffer background checks at gun shows.
These people that think we're against them, we're not against them. We are wanting them to be more responsible. And we're crying for our...
Mikey Valadez was shot by a gang member.
Every day, and wanting them to be more responsible. And we're crying for our kids.
We are against gun control.
Second Amendment sisters are crying out loud as well.
I can understand their pain, but I really believe they need to take a look at it and see that it is not the gun, that is the individual.
Diane Hunter believes gun lock enforcement could jeopardize her life.
You know how long it takes to get a gun lock off? In an emergency situation, I would have to draw my gun and use it immediately.
Che Guevara?
Yeah, I guess so. It was a gift from my sister.
Oh, cool. What do you think about the Second Amendment?
Is that the right to bear arms?
Yeah.
What do you mean what I think about it?
I think it's a good idea.
Not especially.
Not especially?
No.
So government monopoly of power is a good thing?
I don't know.
That's who's always going to have it.
Sure, I guess so.
Well, then is it still a good idea to take people's guns then?
Maybe, maybe not.
All right, well, good talking to you, sir.
Yeah, nice talking to you, too.
Have a good one.
Thanks, you too.
Well, yeah, we got a nice good seat here as long as we don't go anywhere.
Can we see your sign?
Oh, sure.
I can't
a
see
nice
it.
bright one.
You know with that number, most of them are like 18. They got 20 and under.
We didn't make
Oh, no, but who made them?
a bunch of kids over there were making them at the sign out.
Just a question. Did you know Hitler was for gun control and instituted it in Germany?
I'm not going to talk to you right now, thank you.
Oh, okay. Pan over that. That sign. That's good, Mike.
Who are you with?
Huh? Hold on just a sec. Harvey, man, what'd you say?
I wanted to know who y'all were with.
Oh, I'm just a radio talk show host.
And why do you have video?
Oh, I have a TV show, too.
Well, who are you?
You're not going to arrest me if I don't tell you, are you?
No, but who are you?
We're here. I'm Alex Jones. Who are you?
Oh, I don't think I want to talk to you.
Who are you with?
I'm with the National Organization for Women.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Stand here and look at me all you want. I'm not talking to you.
We didn't do anything, lady. We're just getting video of you.
Pig.
Pig? I'm a nice person. Wow, not very friendly. She's going to go tell him over there. Isn't that the one that you got on film? Hey, how's it going? How you doing?
How's life, man?
Good to see you, Al. Out here fighting power. Fighting the man.
Hey, I'm just over here trying to get both sides of the story. That's
all right. Who you with?
Nobody, just a concerned American citizen.
Yeah, our thing's coming up at like 5. Hey, Ed. Good to see you.
You know.
Right now, please go register so we
How you ladies doing today?
Because tomorrow the NRA is going to try to say that nobody was here. So we'd like you to register, and then the march starts at 1:30. We're just going to march around. We're going to deliver a Mother's Day card to the governor, and we're going to come back here and have a rally. Molly Ivins is our keynote speaker. Is it right over there where the balloons are?
All right. Hitler was for gun control. We're against it.
Why don't you learn some history? Do I need to go over there and look for where the balloons are? The registration table.
Yeah.
Where'd you get your degree from?
Where'd I get my degree from? Oh, you're an elitist.
I have a degree in history. Now run along.
Run along.
This is not.
I'm at the Capitol.
This is not an open forum. I'm not going to debate you here today.
Well, you were talking to me. Hi, how you doing?
Because you're telling people lies.
Hitler was for gun control. So was Stalin and Mao. Every dictator. Roman slaves were disarmed.
Let's tell the public how Hitler was for gun control.
Well, the first gun
when
control
Germany marched into France, all the French had guns. They all had long arms.
The first gun
what good
control
did those guns do against
tanks? Were against black people in this country. You're saying that's not true?
This is not an open
Because
forum.
we're going to put the history up after.
Let me tell you something. This is a freedom of speech, and if you try to get me kicked off here, you're in very much trouble.
You're not supposed to be
tried to get you kicked off. We were just asking you.
Oh, really? She said move along. Are you telling the press to move along?
Excuse me.
Are you the press?
Yes,
You're not
I am.
the press.
Yes,
You're the
I am.
NRA.
You're a damn lie. You're a damn lie.
No, the NRA does not work for us.
Come on, Mike. Let's go get the table going. Let's go.
Yeah, go on over there.
You don't tell me when to leave. I'll leave when I damn well please,
Out
woman.
of here. Come on, Mike. I don't want to fight with these people. We got
You don't tell me when to leave.
You either.
Well, great. Thank you.
Bye.
When we're disarmed, you'll be the boss. Don't worry.
Good. I'm glad you're disarmed.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, you're glad we're disarmed?
Yes. Then I know you're not a danger to me.
So we're danger now, huh?
If you have a gun, yes, you are.
Oh, really?
The police are now wearing black uniforms. Got ski
The only
masks.
way that you can really deal with people is
And they're getting armored vehicles. Aren't you worried about the police? I mean, the whole country's militarizing. They've doubled the prisons. That's true, man.
Yes.
Really?
Registration's
And
down
they're
there
not
where the
criminals
pink
in this
balloons
prison.
are.
So those criminals deserve to be there.
I don't think the ones that are there for nonviolent crimes, a lot of them
So
do.
you're glad the American people are going to
We
be
need other
disarmed?
things, but not water.
That's not my intention.
That's what you said.
I want to take the guns out of children.
Do that.
Yeah. Out of the hands of children and criminal.
Okay, well, thanks for talking to us.
Uh-huh.
You touch me, ma'am, that's assault.
Oh, yeah, right.
Oh, you're just a
Yes.
little bit sensitive, aren't you?
Yes, I sure am. How about it?
Come on, Mike. Let's go.
Goodness gracious.
I don't like to be disarmed. I don't like you taking our God-given rights away.
God-given?
Yes, God-given rights.
When was the Constitution? Is that in the Bible?
God-given rights.
Come on, we're done, Mike.
I have a right.
Jack Pollock's my name.
When did the Constitution become...
Mike, come on.
I have a God-given right to have
We have to go set that table up. Let's go. Thank you, sir. God bless. Thank you.
Wait a minute, you got to be kidding me.
No, I know them. They're good people.
They better be, because this sucks.
Yeah, well, at 5, we're going to have...
I have everything on tape. What happened?
That's all right.
I need to talk to y'all guys over here just for a second, if you don't mind.
Why don't you go talk to them? They started screaming at us.
I'll talk to you first.
Can I show you the video?
I'll check it out in a second.
Yeah. They start
tell them
saying
not
we
to
deserve to be
come.
disarmed.
Yeah, you know me, sir. I'm good.
I know exactly.
He knows who we are.
You know what's going on here? They've been set up first. You know,
Yeah,
we're going to be down
sir,
there.
we went
for all
walking
our
down the
people.
street. They said Alex Jones ran over and got in her face. You want to watch tape? Come on over here.
It's not that I'm going to judge it either way. I'm curious.
Well, then I expect after you see this tape, Sergeant Cam or Captain Cam or
Corporal.
that you go over and tell them.
Don't worry. I'm a fair guy. You know I'm a fair guy. I'm going to work with
Well,
you.
last year they tried to get us arrested when we were across the street.
She told us to move along.
Hey, hang on just a second.
I was there too, Alex.
Let him say what he's got to say.
Remember, I was over there also.
Yeah, this is why they want our guns, folks, because when they get our guns, they control the establishment. Go ahead.
What time are y'all scheduled to be up here?
Good, Jimmy.
We are going to be countering down there while they're going, you know, over the fence, and then from 5 to 7. We actually have from like 4:30 to 7 up here, the segment of sisters.
Okay. I got no problem with you coming and film these people. I mean, you know,
The problem is who was here last year when they were yelling?
Hang on just
He
a
was
second.
there, sir. What did we do?
Let Cam.
this is the way
Hang on,
let
you're walking over filming.
I called
Let him
up
tell
here
you
so
what
we
he's
don't
got to tell
want
you.
trouble this year,
I
didn't
know. I tried to call you.
All right, yeah.
What I'm saying is, you're going to be able to film. There's no problem.
Yeah, they're control freaks.
Okay. When they get in your face, you're going to have to respect their space. Okay.
Well, they get in our face.
Either way, you have to respect their space. They have to respect yours. I'm not going to put up with.
She tried to assault
you know
me.
what I'm saying?
Well, we didn't do it. They
She
did.
tried to assault me that one with signs, didn't she?
Mike,
Yeah. We have it on tape.
right now they're set up for up here. If y'all are going to be down here, I suggest you stay down here. If you
All
wanna
we're
see the
trying to do is
camera-
get interviews for our show.
Well, let's
We're the media, you know that. You watch the show.
I got a press pass. One girl accused them of like sexual harassment, getting a picture of her legs. I was sitting there watching.
Well, I mean, I'm like 15 feet away, videotaping, going, "Hi, how you doing?" And they start yelling. They start yelling "pig" at me.
You want to come look at this?
Now,
how far
you guys need to be careful because I got it on tape.
Look how far that away.
You know what happened with the last time?
Right there. I don't get no pictures of their legs.
Yeah. You were there. You saw what happened. Were we saying anything to those ladies?
No, you just wanted an interview. This is.
And they were calling us pigs. And did you hear that?
Pigs. She got even upset with me. I was talking to is a gray-haired lady, and I already forgot her name, with the National Organization for Women. Heck, they're even split concerning, trigger locks and gun laws. Of all organizations, the men-hating NOW, so to speak. That lady even tried to get down my throat, saying any household with kids should not have a gun. I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, you saw them. We were nice. Said, "Hi, how you doing?"
Yes.
They were calling us pig and other names.
Yes. Pigs and other stuff. I don't know if he actually attacked him with a sign, but they, they.
Well, she tapped it on his head, yeah.
Yeah, he did tap it on his head and stuff like that.
We were being nice, though. I mean, I really wanted to talk to
They
him.
could have just sit there and shut the hell up.
We were just asking them like we're doing now. I mean, are we being mean to you?
No, I wasn't even being mean to them.
Well, the thing is, another lady, the head million mom, March lady from Dallas, came up and she said, "We want you to get out of here." And I was like, "Or get off
that
here."
one lady said, "Alex, glad you could come." Was that her right there? Or?
Yeah, and no, it was another one, redhead.
Oh, okay.
The head of it in Dallas. She came over and then she goes, "I'm pregnant. Be mean to a pregnant woman." And I'm like, she walks up to me. I just got a camera in there and I go, "What?"
An officer with you guys, not as escorts or anything like that. But just to be witnesses. I ain't got to come over and ask you what happened. I'll have an officer I can ask.
That's very fair. That's good. I appreciate that.
Okay. Now, this officer's going to be with the instructions that you can watch both of you guys as close as he can.
Yeah.
If he thinks y'all are doing something out of line, he's going to tell you.
No.
Respect that because he can tell the other guys.
We're asking questions like, "Why are you here today for our TV show, Normal Press?" And when they attack, then that's fine. Like I told Mike, we're in control as long as he's quiet. They started yelling and calling him pig. He said, "Hey, that's not fair," and hit him with a sign.
It's just if you're going to film, just film.
Okay.
Make it when you do documentaries, whatever it is you do.
Yes, sir.
I'm not giving you instructions. I'm just saying what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Or what our instructions are.
We understand.
Okay.
I appreciate. Thank you for having somebody.
I can't shake hands.
That's right. All right.
Okay.
Just to have folks. Oh, the secret sign though there. No, but just to have folks. Seriously, just have somebody follow us, about 10 feet or whatever, and just watch.
Okay, man.
Now, what are you going to do when they hit us with a sign?
Well, if they hit you with a sign, they're going to jail.
Oh, would you like to see the tape?
No.
Right.
Hey, I'm not.
Remember last time I got hit in the throat?
Listen, if we see violence, we see actual physical violence, either side, we're going to react.
But not First Amendment. Not First Amendment.
What I'm asking y'all to do is, I know you're not stupid. That's why I'm asking you to work with us so we can work with y'all. Somebody there? It's an equal deal.
Yeah, because
if you don't mind working with them and stand with them, you're not escorting them. Use this insurance.
If he could, just for our video, like we're going to say a few feet away from them. If he can just stay, just a little bit out of our shot.
I don't want him in the camera at all.
Right.
I don't. If y'all keep him out of the camera.
And we've had lots of these rallies. And last year they were over there. I don't know if you're. And the same officers were here. They were cussing and screaming at us. One APD had to arrest one for trying to hit us with a car. So this is an out of control group of control freaks, very hateful. So all we're trying to do is.
I ain't going to judge anything on base of what APD did last year. We're going to call our own shots here.
No, that's fine. I'm not. All I'm saying, Mr. Campbell, I've been up here many times. I've caught the bribery. I've done I'm a real reporter. All I'm trying to do is catch these people on videotape being what they are. We already got them saying they want to completely disarm us on tape. Then they got mad because they know they got caught with their pants down. All I want to do is walk around and ask questions. I'll be completely polite. There's not a problem.
How are you going to approach them? You might have answered a few questions. If they say no, what are you going to do then?
I just walk away.
I appreciate that. Now, Eric's here. He's going to, this is Mr. Park, Officer Park, and he's going to monitor you. He's going to hold you to your word just like we're going to hold them to their word, and we'll all work together.
Yes, sir, Mr. Campbell.
I appreciate it.
Some of this, all of us keep getting up in our faces with cameras and provoking us.
I'm going to tell you what I told you. I'm telling you, there's nothing I can do to keep you from coming and filming. Okay? Now, I've asked them to.
But you know what? When you're the press, you don't argue with people.
He told him, please.
I'm just trying to tell you what I told them.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Don't respond to them.
That's what I've asked them to say. If they're going to ask you to interview me, if you say, I've got nothing to say, then they should move on.
Right.
But
Instead. That's what we did finally. I asked him to move along, and then we just held a sign up. But, the press doesn't come up and argue with people. And they call themselves the press.
I'm not telling you. I'm just telling you what I asked them to do.
Yeah.
Okay?
I appreciate it, sir. Thank you.
By the same token, right, y'all respect you, and I told them to respect y'all. Right. Yeah, you had the officer with them the whole time.
Thank you. Thank you.
There's other stuff going on, Mike. Let's go.
Hold the sign.
Speak to you. Now you see this, sir, moving out up here?
Moving toward me.
Well, am I right?
You touch me, you will get assault charges on you.
Oh, your gun is not a threat to society, but my sign in front of your face is a threat.
Our guns, you mean like the guns up here? All in the statues?
Uh-huh.
Come on, Mom. There's a lot better stuff in this Bible.
Hey, she came to me. She's done.
No, out of respect for us and respect for y'all, I thought we would have a polite gentleman-womanly agreement.
What's that?
That y'all have your event scheduled, we have ours scheduled.
We're just media. We're here getting information. How did the news story come out with the payoffs for Dave Smith in the Capitol? You like that in the newspaper?
No, Alex, I did not. Thank you.
Good talking to you.
Nice talking to you. Please harass other pregnant women, okay?
Oh, we're attacking. I thought you came up to us. And called the police on us for having cameras.
I didn't call the police. I've been across the street.
I know the First Amendment's bad too. Up, gets in our face, then we say, okay. And then she goes, you're attacking a pregnant woman. He saw it.
How'd you react?
Nothing. That's the head of the Million Moms in Dallas.
Okay, thank you.
You go hold this up in front of that man's cameras, Ellie.
Come on, let's go.
Hold on. Hold on.
That's not what he's taking. Sign. Come on, Mike. Hey, Chris. Mike. I got it. Hang out. Ed, I bet you every one of these people are government workers.
Yeah, I bet so too. And certainly, I looked at the literature on that table over there, and every single bit of it says National Organization of Women.
Yeah, that's a
Now. It's the whole now thing. Yeah. It's got nothing.
And they call me a pig off the bat. You know how much we love women.
I got it on tape, you know, and so do y'all. And you know, they started it. They messed with y'all. So all you're doing is going over there filming the table. I mean, it's incredible.
Meanwhile, the government at every level, billionaires are pouring money into the Million Mom March. It's more like the 200 Bureaucrat March. They are delusional, attacking the gun, inanimate object. This is how history has always operated. The American people will not be disarmed. Hitler was for gun control. Stalin was for gun control. Mao Zedong was for gun control. It's just that simple. If you support gun control, you support every government in history. Governments always seek to disarm the people. Governments always seek to disarm the people. Nazis are for gun control. Nazis are for gun control. Gun control, Nazis are taking it on tape. Special for freedom against racist Nazis. Thank you, brother. Nazis are for gun control. For gun control. Racists for gun control. RTC and down. Nazis for gun control. Get them good like that. Nazis for gun control. Nazis for gun control. Nazis for gun control. Nazis for gun control.
Got y'all this year. Huh? We got y'all this year. Okay. Hey, got y'all this year. Okay. Hey. That guy out right out there with the camera. Okay, keep it down. Right there. I got him on film. He just run a expensive piece of equipment.
You have it on film. Who's going to get it today? We would like to wish Governor and Mrs. Perry a happy Mother's Day and ask them to support sensible gun laws in Texas.
Hitler supported gun control. Hitler supported gun control. You're for gun control. You're for Hitler. You're for gun control. You're for Hitler. Racist for gun control. Racists are for gun control. They want our private property.
March! Million Mom March! Million Mom March! No more guns!
We're gonna have more people out here.
Happy Mother's Day! Happy Mother's Day!
He's there. I just want to be as close as the radio.
Yes, don't let your parents control you. Don't let your parents run your lives. They want to control your lives. Hitler was for gun control. We will fight until the end for the Second Amendment and the First. And we will continue to prevail against the control-freak demons that want your private property, your land, and to grab Ritalin and Prozac out of your children. Hitler was for gun control, killed 6 million people. Everyone who supports gun control supports Adolf Hitler. here. I'd rather be at home getting Mother's Day gifts. That's where I'd rather be right now. But my sisters and brothers, look at the race of people that you're looking at right here. You know why my people are not represented? It's because the legal system, the justice system is not fair to our people. And if we came out and said we had guns in our house tonight, tomorrow night, the thought was we have to come together and say.
Don't you just love the way the Million Mile March respects our land and our government and our country and our laws? I think they're littering.
Tests are readily available to identify violence as being a major problem of a physical confrontation. It is the threatened or actual use against oneself or against a group or community. And holds a high likelihood of resulting in injury, death, psychological harm, poor physical development, or deprivation. What does that mean in terms of our health? As an influence on our health, violence affects us on 3 levels. The first level is physical. The injuries that can result from violence are pretty obvious, but there are less obvious physical effects that result from living with the constant stress of violence. And those less obvious physical effects are such things as high blood pressure, constant headaches, and eating disorders. Another effect is psychological. Effect is that of hypervigilance. You see children that seem to always be on guard. The third effect of violence is that of an emotional response and may be displayed as anger.
What can you do for me? Well, I'm going to ask you to do something for me. Okay. In the, let's get a little further down. Okay. Come on, Mike, please. Yeah. I'm asking y'all to bring your sign down and go a little bit further because I don't want to create a problem up here.
This shouldn't create a problem, though. I mean, I'm asking.
I also told you earlier you could film and take pictures and stuff like this, but I told you I didn't ask you to bring up the signs and interrupt there.
He didn't bring the sign. I just...
Okay. But you'll work in concert together?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Well, then I'm asking you to take it down for your safety because these people start to crowd you out.
But that's okay. That's their right to crowd me out.
And if they bump you, then they start the problem. I'm asking you,
if they bump me, that's fine. I can walk away.
I'm asking you, please.
I know, and I'm trying to explain why I'm here. I have the right to be on the Capitol grounds like these people do. They have their whole people here. They can express themselves.
These people have a permit for this time and place right now.
That's okay. That's okay, sir.
Let me just say this, Campbell. He has not, I've don't say he has done anything.
I've been watching, Mike, but I'm telling you what I'm asking him to do is go back down to the bottom of the hill with your sign. If there's be another organized rally with your point of view at 4, come back to them at that time.
So, but
that's right.
Let him do what he says anything, I'll have it on tape.
No, I'm asking him to go and go down. I'm asking.
Okay,
so
there's my name if you need it.
I know. I'm not. But what I'm telling you is, you were telling me I have to go down here and I cannot express my beliefs.
I'll explain to you one more time. And keep from being trouble up here. I'm asking you to go down here. I'm trying to preserve the peace. That's my ask.
That's right. That's right. But see,
I'm asking you one more time, but I'm going to escort you down there.
Well, I'm about ready to leave. You don't have to do that. Okay, we can go and walk and talk at the same time. But what I'm trying to tell you is, I have the right to be.
Sign up for me. Put the sign up for
Come on. What's your name, sir?
My name's David.
You got an ID on it?
No, I don't. Got it over in the car. But see, I haven't done anything wrong.
David, I never said you did anything wrong.
I know, but see, wait, when all these people can get up here and then we can't.
These people, they paid their permit fines, all their fees and stuff, and they're organized to do it at 4 o'clock this week. All
right, ladies and gentlemen, again, we have like 6-8 hours of this stuff. We were out there 7 hours. Mike's done a great job putting this together. I just was there. I know how much tape we got. We got them doing stuff 10 times worse, throwing stuff on our cameras, not just the water, and we've got them going nuts out there. And the best part was the speeches during our rally. And so that's coming up. Do we have the tape rolling, Mike? We're working on that. Great. But, you know, to be attacked and make them look all innocent and wonderful on the front page of the San Antonio Express News, it's a wrong thing to do. It's not right. And Washington, D.C. has a total gun ban, highest crime rate in the country. England has a total gun ban, their crime rates have doubled. We've read the mainstream reports. I mean, this stuff doesn't work. It's about control. And this group, the Million Mom March, now the CNN headline, the 100 Bureaucrat March, Million Mom March draws 100 for gun control in Washington. It's an illusion. The big story is, why are they giving them attention? There's rallies all the time with 10,000, 100,000 people. Because the establishment wants you disarmed. They want your property. They want to control your life. While they want our guns, they're militarizing and arming to the teeth. We fast forward and past the Palmquist part. Great. Mike, you just did a great job putting this piece together. Mike stayed up all night to do this, and there's no way in just a couple hours of editing he could take 6-7 hours to put it together any better than what he's done. Yeah. Let's go ahead and go back to the tape. Stay with us. They'll never get our guns.
Armed and free! America 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 armed and free! Armed and free! America 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 armed and free! And you can rave, you can make your demands, and you can take my gun from my cold dead hands! Hey! But you'll never take our freedom! You can rave, you can make your demands, and you can take our guns from our cold dead hands!
I am honored the right-wing evil's being engaged in.
You're getting pinned, Alex.
It takes a big man to be a sister.
Oh, thank you. I'm proud to be a Second Amendment sister.
You'll never get our guns, you control freak demons! We are not your property, you control freak demons!
Am I from? Are you for the gun grabbers? Or are you for freedom? Which one are you for? Tell me the argument. Okay. Are you for them taking our guns away, or are you for the American people having their guns?
Second Amendment. Yeah. I don't think anyone should have a gun.
You don't think anybody should have a gun? Really? Alex, can we get an interview with you?
Are you European? Yeah.
He says nobody should be able to have guns. Can you please?
What about the police and military?
Well, if nobody has guns, they don't need them.
Yeah, but they're never going to give theirs up, brother. Hitler was for gun control. The first gun control laws were against black people. That always happens. The Romans disarmed their slaves. I know you're all cool and you don't need them. It's all fraud, man.
But you're very angry.
Damn right I'm angry.
So are the founding fathers.
They're stealing people's property.
But they're talking about putting...
Hey, buddy, your crime rate just doubled, and they just abolished the Magna Carta.
They're talking about putting...
And it's against the law. Hey, you better go back to your own country where the redcoats are from, where you just lost the Magna Carta, bud. Get on the internet. You don't even know that?
I'm not as angry as that.
You're damn right. We're not going to lose our Bill of Rights.
No, because
like
you're a
you
slave.
Lost your Magna Carta, buddy. You didn't know you just lost your jury rights in England?
My jury rights?
Yeah, they just got rid of them. But you're so lovey-dovey, bebopping around, you don't know that.
You'll go to the camp.
Let's go to the gun.
Well, you'll be happy all the way to the camp. He's going to the camp. He'll be happy all the way to the camp.
Have fun at the camp, buddy. I love you enough to be mad at you because you're getting in the car with killers. They just abolished your Magna Carta, buddy. Your crime rate's doubled in England since they took the guns.
No, it hasn't doubled.
Yes, it's been in your news. Come on, don't break your...
Thanks for talking to us.
That's all right.
Hey, Alex, when they're born a subject...
Yeah, oh yeah!
Hey, see a subject. I'm Lord Rothschild. No. You've been well trained. Oh, yes,
A well-trained slave, a well-trained
Yes,
slave.
Lord. Good Lord, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey.
Dear Lord, yes, sir.
I don't read newspapers.
Yes, Lord, I shouldn't be so rude. I'm a slave, a subject. Excuse me. I've been well trained.
That's okay.
That's right. We have wild Americans out in the countryside hopping about.
Killing people.
The Magna Carta. That's right. Oh, yes, you have a higher crime rate than us now, my dearie.
I don't think we do.
Yes, you do, my dearie. It's been all in your newspaper articles. Doubling crime rates, abolishing the Magna Carta. Oh, freedom. We're done. Come on.
Okay.
See you, subject. Say hi to the redcoats.
They don't have any clue.
Sunset. Off into the sunset, lovey.
Enjoy the European Union.
Abolishing the Magna Carta after they took our guns? No, it's not true. But I'm an Easter bunny.
Oh, Joe?
The crown will take good care of you. The crown knows this. With those nasty boom-booms, we saved you. We saved you, chap, with those nasty boom-booms in World War II. We shouldn't have done it. It was right-wing and evil. Oh, dear. The crown wouldn't approve.
You can take my gun for my cold dead hands.
Nice to know you, sir.
That's all right. What do you think?
Well, I'm a U.S. veteran, and I support the Second Amendment. And I hate to see being infringed upon. Is all I can tell you. I've been in countries where people don't own guns, and I've seen what happens to them. I'm all for stopping crime, but as far as I'm concerned, law-abiding gun owners are the biggest deterrent to crime in the country. I know if I was a criminal, I wouldn't go in somebody's house if I thought they might be armed. I support law enforcement, and I support our Bill of Rights and our Constitution.
You live here?
Yes, sir. Texas resident.
Happy Mother's Day. Not like that. Is somebody going over with you, sir? Is somebody cautioning you?
No, sir. I just got here.
They will beat you up. These people.
Well, it's just what we've been doing. How you doing? Good.
Cover my back.
They have they've got a permit to be here.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you got a right to say what you want to say.
Yes, sir.
But we don't want any trouble from anybody.
Oh, no, sir. I'm not here to cause trouble. Absolutely not. I'm here to support the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. That's it, in a nutshell.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
I'll have it all on film if there's any question. Just don't hit strike back if they strike you first.
Mike, Campbell's coming.
Reading for parents who must. What do you think about the showing here?
I think it's very small. I think it shows what the majority of the American people want. They want the Second Amendment to be upheld in the Bill of Rights. That's what gave us our freedom. That's what our ancestors died and gave their blood to give us. We need to keep it at all costs. Guns save lives, maybe yours.
What we will
That's the way it is.
And what we will tolerate. Will we tolerate the murder of a classroom full of students every single day? Rabbi Yaffe, President of the Union of American, those guys standing way back there shouting on the megaphone. What religion permits murder?
No use, ma'am.
What moral teaching extols violence?
Why he paid off those thugs to testify before the representatives of the House.
Or the children of others.
Just say I saw it in the paper. He don't know who I am.
You're Dave Smith, aren't you? Yeah. I was just curious to know. I wanted to know why you paid off those people at the hearings. Can you tell us that? I was there and I saw. It looked like Nina Butts was paying them off too. You got no comment on that, huh?
No comment. Get away.
He was under a protective order for domestic violence. This is a family and a community.
Don't want to tell us why, huh?
Go away.
Yeah, troops don't wear out.
Are you engaged in illegal payoff? Answer us! Bring me the one they call Dave Smith!
There he goes. There he goes. There he goes right there. Keep going.
You, Dave Smith, the criminal! Come and explain yourself to us!
You got him on tape?
Smith! Smith!
Keep going. Keep going. There he is.
Come back, Smith! Come back!
Bag full of money.
Smith, is that bag full of cash? We could use some! Come back, Dave! Don't turn your back on us! We need you! Dave! There are people here who want to be paid off! Come back, Dave!
Let's pay those people off!
Keep at him.
Those were gang thugs!
Tell him we got him on film. It was in the paper. Tell him.
We got you on film! It's in the paper! You paid gang thugs! Is that heavy with money?
Ask him how he can sell out his country.
How can you sell out your country like that? No answer for that either, huh? No comment, huh?
Turn, let's go!
Come on!
It's our turn. It's our time on the Capitol.
Where's your camera bag, Alex?
Right over there.
It's right there. It's right there. Just
It's
put it
our
inside.
turn. Come on! Come on, everybody. It's our turn on the Capitol. Let's go!
Yeah.
Come on!
Come on, it's our turn! Get our camera. Hey, Chris, get our camera back.
Nazi party. They support disarming their slaves. Slave masters always, yes.
Yes.
Slave masters always sit to this.
Yes.
On you.
Money,
There she goes.
Million moms are actually hailing Hitler now. We just caught one on tape. Good Lord, they want to be the rulers of us all.
Here we go. Come on, Patriots. Charge.
From 72 to 82.
Come on, the real Patriots are getting on the Capitol now.
Garbage from the Capitol.
The real Patriots, come on.
New York.
Get rid of the bureaucrats. Let's push them off.
Get the bureaucrat march out of here.
Yeah.
The real Clinton legacy manipulation of women. You're being enslaved.
Hope you enjoy giving
Yeah.
rights away.
Hope you enjoy trying to give our rights away.
Yeah, here we come. We will not be stopped.
They try to take our rights. We're going to fight for them, control freaks, so go worship Hitler. Go worship the Klan and other people that support control. Nazis are for gun control. We are against Nazis. The first gun laws were against black people. That's why you support it. You just love the control.
Watch my back.
Everybody's going to be a slave.
All right.
Wait to cram Ritalin and Prozac down your children's throats and screw up your families and screw ours up.
It's our turn. Alex, tell them to get off. It's our turn.
Supporting Nazis. Here they come. Oh, yes, please assault.
Oh, that's assault. Stop assaulting, David. Stop assault.
Chambers, save our children!
Oh.
Save our children!
You assaulted him.
Children!
I got it on tape.
Save our children!
Outlaw bucket. Outlaw bicycle. Get that camera going, David.
I got it all on film. All right.
Outlaw scooters! They're not come up here now. Y'all take y'all. Now, come on.
Oh, but it's not fair!
That's a weapon. That's a weapon.
That's a weapon right
She
there.
ran over David.
Outlaw signs, they kill people.
Destroy our society with your control-free evil. Where are your brothers in the Klan? Your Klan brothers. You said the first gun
I'm media.
The Klan members are here. We know it. It's been reported on. Yes, everyone who's for gun control supports the Klan. I've seen so many of these evil Klan members here today. And Nazis, no Nazis everywhere, supporting the disarmament of the American people. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Shame on you!
They can't wait to get our guns to have their way with us.
This year we got
Child Protective Services to take our children and put them in their death camps of Ritalin and Prozac. They can't wait to get our ranches and our farms, the fat-bellied towers and parasites all. Ancient support of Hitler. They support Adolf Hitler and gun control. Adolf Hitler was for gun control. Adolf Hitler, the Ku Klux Klan was for gun control. Oh my God! They're Nazis everywhere! They want our property! Oh my goodness!
I don't know. I just heard somebody saying it was time to go.
Unbelievable! Anyone who tries, Hitler used the children. Hitler said, "Ooh, I'm going to take the guns for the children."
A yellow one, I like a sword. A yellow one. What would you have one? A sword. A sword? Yeah. So,
Look at them. They're giving out right-wing devil swords.
Swords?
The cloud is coming out.
Are you giving swords out? Because some kids over there want some. Swords?
yes.
Okay. Hey, we got swords. All the kids, come get your swords.
Can I have one more? You make me done.
I know, it's swords.
What do you do?
What do you got? Do you have a sword?
Yeah, sword.
Oh, really?
That's it.
Oh, is that all?
That's it. I was paid to be here. I'm finished.
Oh, you were paid to be here by the gun grabbers?
You're supposed to turn in your violent boys. You can be a good slave with a new world order.
I did. I got it. I got it.
Hanson right here.
I've already got it.
No weapon.
There it is.
Man swords.
Come on, get a picture of the signs in the trash can.
Oh.
Oh yeah, anything you stand for, there's going to be, controversy. So
in any case.
it's a given.
In any case.
Oh, yeah.
Stay peaceful. We'll see you.
Thank you.
They were making the signs up for them to look like children had done it. Well, the point is, they had an adult making the signs that looked like kids had done it, handing them out because people are so retarded they didn't know how to make them themselves.
Totally staged. Let's see if we can get this going.
I am misused by the criminal element. Not carelessness, ineptitude, or reckless disregard, am blamed for accidents which simple common sense would have prevented. I cause less than 1/10 or 1% of the deaths in the United States, but I am classed with the greatest disasters in history. I have saved 1,000 more lives than I have taken. I have prevented countless more injuries than I have caused, yet the self-serving would destroy me. Please don't ever give up. Think good thoughts, take care of each other, vote, and please, please, continue to come out. Don't ever think that because we've got a Republican this, or a Democrat that, or things haven't happened lately, that this will ever go away, because it won't. Keep the faith. God bless. Happy Mother's Day.
He thought she was defenseless, but then he changed his mind. From then on, she was armed with faith and a firearm. God was her protector, the gun just a tool, like an angel, not seen, but there if you needed it. My son Luke will be 21 years old in June. He's tall and he's blonde and he's smart and he's an excellent marksman.
Now let me tell you why I like armed women. Women who choose to arm themselves. Women who choose to arm themselves are brave and courageous women. They're not afraid of a little bitty inanimate object. They look at a gun as nothing more than a tool, a screwdriver or a hammer to accomplish a job. And in the case of a firearm, is to protect themselves and their families. I like armed women because they're independent and they rely upon themselves first for their safety, not a government hireling. A lot of you don't know, but the job of the police is not to protect you. You see these slogans on the squad cars that say, to protect and serve. That slogan is incomplete by 2 words. It should say, to protect and serve the law. It is not a police officer's responsibility to protect you. It is their responsibility to protect the law, and they're not proactive, they're reactive. That they see a law being broken, then they can take action. That's something that people don't realize. It is our responsibility to take care of our own safety. Another reason I like armed women, well, someday an armed woman might save my life. And I'd be grateful for that. I wouldn't be too proud to accept that gift from a woman. But think about it, folks. Self-defense is a sacred right. A sacred right. We are obligated to defend ourselves. How else can we do God's work if we allow ourselves to be killed? Who will take care of our families? Scriptures don't really say do not kill. The correct translation is do not murder. Do not take life wantonly. The Bible commands us to defend ourselves. In Scripture, I really like this Scripture because it has a little bit of humor attached to it. Luke 22:36. Then he said unto them, But now he that hath a purse, let him take it, and likewise his scrip. And he that hath no sword, let him sell his garment and buy one. Self-defense is so important that it is better to sell your clothes than to be without a means of self-defense. Being armed is more important than your modesty. Now, if you take it just one step further, you might consider that if you're very well armed and naked, no one's really going to want to mess with you. Ask any criminal how important gun control is. Sammy the Bull Gravano was asked about gun control and trigger locks, and he gave an honest answer. Gun control, it's the best thing you can do for crooks and gangsters. I want you to have nothing. If I'm a bad guy, I'm always going to have a gun. Safety locks? You will pull the trigger with a lock on, and I'll pull the trigger, and we'll see who wins. How true it is. The misinformed moms and others are only using safety as a ruse for us to give up our freedom. Don't fall for it, folks. Crime control is just a smokescreen. It's the same smokescreen that Hitler used in Germany to take control of guns. I'm not.
Hospital. I work in an ER. I've been treating people for the last 10 years.
Yeah, and you know what, sir? That's okay. That's okay. What you see, what he sees is people.
I've been treating people for the last 10 years.
Yeah, and you know what, sir? That's okay. That's okay. What you see, what he sees is people shot with guns, but the majority of the people he sees are the bad guys getting exactly what they deserve.
Put the camera back. Put the camera. Hey!
I understand you got opinion to express, all that kind of stuff, and you did your deal, and I hope you finished with it. You gonna go ahead and go now?
Yes, I'll be glad to.
Good, good. See you around.
This guy would like me to talk to him about it. Would you like my statement, sir? Or do you just want to film me? Do you have anything to say for yourself?
I'm asking you one more time. Go. And I'll tell you now.
Okay.
No, go.
Would you like to speak to me?
No, we don't want to talk to him, Mike. Come on. I'm not talking. I didn't say a word.
Just get a man being accosted by bandits. You pull out your sword and your dagger and you go to his defense.
That's going off the ground when we trespass.
You ask him, are you okay? He says, yeah, well, thanks for coming up. I really appreciate you saving my life. And then you ask him, well, did they steal your sword and your dagger? And he said, well, no, I don't think you
don't like it here, leave. Go to another country where they don't have guns.
If I just saved that man's life,
I'm going to issue so make sure you understand.
Okay.
What's your name?
I have a car over there.
What's your name?
I'd like to take me to my car.
Where's your car at?
It's on the other side, parked on the...
Where? Over there?
Yep.
Let's go to it. Okay.
My name is Will.
Okay. You tell you what, let's go with it. I'm issuing to you a criminal trespass warrant. Understand it? That means that you're bound not to be on the ground for the next 24 hours. If you show up again, I will arrest you and put you in jail for the next 4 days until you're arraigned by the court. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to take you off here. You see your vehicle and keep going.
The data from the CDC. Motor vehicle crashes top list of accidental deaths of children. Number 1 are vehicles. Number 2 is drowning. Number 3 is pedestrian accidents. Number 4 is fire. Number 5 is choking. Number 6 is bicycle accidents. Number 7 is firearms. Under the age of 4, there are more kids who drown falling in mop buckets than an accidental discharge of firearms. All of that is terrible. All of that is tragic. But don't let them lie. And that's exactly what they're doing, over and over and over.
I highly recommend that you do whatever is necessary to keep your weapon safely out of the hands of your children. But I also recognize that each woman's situation is unique, and each mother should decide what is safe for her children. Do not be swayed by legislation that requires trigger locks or a gun safe that is acceptable to some politician. Your politicians will not accept responsibility for your child's death because your gun was unavailable because it had a trigger lock. As a mother, you are ultimately responsible for your children. That responsibility comes with the inherent right to do what is right. When I get elected to office, I will publicly declare all the gun laws in Texas unconstitutional. For the simple fact that they infringe on your right to keep and bear arms. Some things are not negotiable. Your children's safety is one of them.
For our next speaker, we have Alex Jones. Alex is a syndicated talk show host, television personality. So many things, I can't even think of all the things Alex has done to support our Second Amendment rights. Alex, if you would.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. I've already been on the bullhorn for 4.5, 5 hours today. I don't know, what time is it? 5 o'clock. I was out here about 11:30, but that's about 4 hours out of the 5.5 hours. Countering that staged event you witnessed today. You know, 3 days ago, the Million Mom March announced they're renaming themselves to the Billion Mom March, and the New York Times actually gave it some credibility. Ridiculous. They can't even get 200,000 bureaucrats when they got tens of millions of dollars from the CDC. They can't even bus enough bureaucrats in to get 200,000 in Washington. So they canceled it this year. Even with George Soros, just a murderous criminal who's now taken over the only free media in Russia, yeah, with Ted Turner, they took over the guys that were reporting what Vladimir Putin was up to. These guys are like serious bad guys, like the Legion of Doom or something from the comic books. Even with the Legion of Doom funding them, understand this, they're imploding. And because of two pro-Second Amendment folks that never even gone to rallies or been involved out in California, they started wondering, well, it says the Million Mom March headquarters is at this address. That's San Francisco General Hospital. Everybody knows it's illegal to have a so-called tax-free political organization in a government building. That'd be like if they gave them a whole floor of the Capitol for their socialist events. So 30 of their employees had to be let go. They've lost the San Francisco General Hospital, the 7,500 square feet they had. So they're like a cockroach. They're like a cockroach that's dying, and it's claiming it's got all this big power and it's a billion people. So let me tell you something. We've had hundreds of folks here throughout the day, the last 5 hours. We had close to 1,000 people a couple weeks ago at our last rally throughout the 4 hours of our rally, 500 at any one time, the news reported. But I'm going to tell you today, we have 9 trillion people here. Because if they're going to say they're now a Billion Mom March, that's fine. We have 9 trillion people. I know there's not 9 trillion people, but on the planet, there's only 6 billion. But Melanie Cook, she's the head of Texas of the Second Amendment Sisters, and that's the 25 billion Second Amendment Sisters of Texas. So we're going to start countering them. I mean, they just lie. It's all they do. Lie, lie, lie. And I tell you, Fox News was fair to our last rally, and it was amazing. They just put the facts out. Guns make us safer. They make the crime rate go down. And they actually let us say you can take our gun from our cold dead hand, and that the goal of the Million Mom gun grabbers at their local bureaucrat rallies is total disarmament. You go to their website, they say it. Sugarman of Handgun Control Incorporated has been in the Statesman back on March 25th saying the goal is total gun ban, disarming you. So it's time for us to start countering their propaganda. And that's what we're doing. I'm so excited to see literally hundreds of real grassroots organizations forming that don't take direction from the NRA or don't take direction from the big organizations, but they're out there actually themselves getting in the gun grabbers' face, showing up at these committees all over the country, and that's how we're going to win. These big staged bureaucracies like the Million Moms, the NRA does a great job, don't get me wrong. They do a great job, especially in their America's First Freedom magazine. But we need the little guys that can move quick, come up with ideas fast, strike wherever we need to get the word out in the grassroots. You're it! Every man, woman, and child of you, black, white, old, young, I don't care. You all have a right to defend yourselves. You all have a...
Oh, man, what a day. All right, next week we're going to have the speeches. The speeches are just awesome. Mike did a great job putting that together, though, all the bedlam. Next week, 4:30 to 7. Again, I'm Alex Jones signing off. If you want to hear my censored radio show, Infowars.com, 9 to midnight tonight. It's the only way to listen unless you live in a city where there's an AM or FM. And next week, we're going to show a young lady who gave a speech at her school in the 8th grade about the truth of the Second Amendment with the history behind it. Again, I'll be on the radio from 9 to midnight tonight, Infowars.com. I'm Alex Jones signing off. You have the power to resist tyranny, and guns are our first freedom. So get out there and take them on. God bless, and I'll see you next week.
Right to sleep securely in your homes. You know, all day I've been saying Hitler was for gun control. Hitler, Hitler, Hitler. Because they need to know that. Hitler was for gun control. The 1938 Gun Control Act that he got passed was the 1968 Gun Control Act that Senator Dodd got passed. To the word. These people are not playing games. Kirk Valtime at the gun-grabbing UN. SS officer, Gestapo, death camp operator. That's not my opinion. That's a fact. He helped fund and finance and found UNIDIR. That's the big UN building. That's the big system to disarm you. And then it came out in '82, this guy was a Nazi, and the UN wanted to defend this monster. The UN is not your friend. Why am I bringing the UN up? Because, ladies and gentlemen, the Million Mom Bureaucrat Gun Grab March was announced 3 days ago. Where? At the Rockefeller paid-for United Nations building. I mean, think about that. Look, they got foreign bankers like George Soros. They got Ted Turner funding them. This new McElvey guy. And I have to really commend the NRA because, you know, I've been, the last few years kind of attacking them, saying they're not hardcore enough, they're not in the face, they're not saying, hey, mass murderers are for gun control. Well, I got to tell you, I've been reading their issues lately, and they're coming right out with it. And it's not conspiracy. They just got the public quotes of the UN. Public quotes of UNIDIR. Civilian ownership of guns threatens the legitimate power monopoly of the state. Power monopoly of the state. I mean, they're just finally, it's not about the children anymore. It's not about the Easter Bunny. It's not just their old-fashioned lies. This threatens our power monopoly. Power monopoly. Power monopoly of the state. That means dictatorship, slavery, command and control. What have we been saying for years? Unbelievable. So you have to spread the word, and it's exciting, and it's fun. Wasn't it good getting in the face of those useless idiots? Yeah!
All right, folks. Again, that's it for this live show. You'll be seeing us the tape in the future. And we have the facts on our side. If you'll just check them out. I mean, look at England. They just abolished the Magna Carta after taking the population's guns. In fact, give me a close shot of that, Mike. This is the Magna Carta, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, look at that. CBS News, but they're telling you it's a good idea that they've abolished the Magna Carta. Look at this headline. I just keep going back to this. Euro court outlaws criticism of EU. Look at that. Euro court outlaws criticism of EU. Their crime rate has doubled. They admit that, but they say, oh, good, they're taking the juries away. That's a great thing. And then I got attacked in the front page of the San Antonio Express News. Front page, for absolutely no reason, as if we were being mean and attacking them. All we did was give them back what we got. We were nice, polite, asking them questions, as you saw on the tape at the rally. And they would call us pigs and be hateful, so we just stood up to them. I love women to death, but that so-called group of now women, they're not to empower women. They're to make you bitter and unhappy and weak and to control you. So women, don't believe for a minute gun control is a feminine issue. Most women I know are professional, intelligent women, and they're armed because they understand the history of the Second Amendment. The first gun control laws in this country were against black people in the South. You can't escape that fact. Now, I want to show you some police state clips now in the last 25 minutes of this show, this special broadcast of the Marines training to disarm us from Police State 2000, military checkpoints for real in Texas, and to show you how the government's arming to the teeth while the people are being disarmed. This is the trend. We're following it. And I know I belabored it lavishly. Infowars.com is the website. Any stories or information you have, there's the comment line. It's up to you out there. Look at the facts. Get past your emotional conditioning. If you're afraid of a gun, go out, shoot one. Take some lessons. Read the history of it. Find out that twice as many children die a year in swimming pools than die from guns. It's just, why are they creating this illusion, this hysteria in the media? Because all throughout history, disarming a slave population has been absolutely paramount. It has been central. Yet I'm Alex Jones signing off. Please inform yourselves. Get hyped up and fight this thing. It's exciting. It's fun. It's the right thing to do. We're fighting pure dehumanization. A world government hell-bent on total slavery. England's 5 to 10 years ahead of us. Totally disarmed, totally enslaved. I'm Alex Jones signing off. Now here's some of the footage of who's arming against you while telling you to turn over your guns. Stay with us.